Hey now. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Hey now, hey now. We are live, hey now. Oh. Hey now. Let's get the word out that I am live. Hey now. Oh, that is incorrect. Did I? Oh, I didn't upload the thing. Oh, jeez. I am in rare form today. Let me do that real quick. Oh, not that. That's the current pod. I am in rare form. Okay, we're gonna fix this. No big deal. I bet with the extra bandwidth I have, I can upload a quick video while I'm live without worrying about a million frames dropping. Get rid of that. What am I doing? Don't do that. Okay, Cool. Alright. I just kept going. Okay. Hey, Smiles, how's it going? I just saw this tweet from this dude who was like an old dude. And he says, you know, when I was growing, I'm 71 years old, and when I was young, it took like 5 dates to see a girl in her underwear, you know? Now I go down Twitter and I can just see it for free. I love this world. Oh, not bad either. Not bad. I'm excited to play more Ultima, especially since we might actually finish the game today. There's still a lot to do. There's still like a lot of things in the game that I need to do, but we're near the end. Let me go back over here. Because you would expect it to be like, you know, these women, you know, today, they don't have any morals and all this, and he's just, no, I love it. This is great. That's just, it didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. It went way better. You know, it's like that old meme, everything turned out better than expected. I feel like the webcam is lopsided. Oh, it is. Look at that. There we go. This recording isn't the greatest quality, but I wanted to... This is the Sega Master System version that you're hearing. of Ultima 4. Yeah, that's true. You expect a complaint, you know? Like, oh, look at all these women in their panties. There's no morals anymore. Rah, rah, rah. In reality, he's like, look at all these women in their panties. Fucking beautiful. You know what I mean? It's just... what a world we live in. Maybe one day I'll play the Master System version of Ultima 4. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. This is really bad quality, though. Like, is there anything I can do? No, it's at max quality. It's just not recorded all that well. It sounds like somebody had it playing on their CRT and they got their boombox up to... And I'm not knocking that because I did it. Yo, what up, Moogle? That's why I have there's a cassette tape somewhere in the archives that has some of the Ultima music because me and my friend Frank did that. Yeah, it's few and far between, but it's also just a funny tweet, you know? Meow, 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 meow. Yo, Alice. Yeah, it's more like tomorrow night, overnight into Sunday morning. I wouldn't call it a bad winter storm. We're expecting about 5 to 8 inches, and some snow. No, we're expecting about 5 to 8 inches of snow, unless it's changed. Let me look, but yeah, we're aware of it. Winter storm watch from Saturday. Oh, it's now, say, 4 p.m. Eastern until Sunday, 7 p.m. That's a bit more than what it said before. Let me see what it says about accumulation, because that's really what matters. So it should start right around the time that I start tomorrow's stream. Well, let me check what it says, because before it was saying 5 to 8 inches, but let me see what it says now. Alright, let's see. Saturday during the day, watching a potential winter storm, cloudy, snow likely in the afternoon. I'm sorry if I'm boring you guys. I think it's more boring to talk about weather, but this is a storm, so they're just heading my way. Chances no 100%, 5 to 8 inches. Yeah. 1 to 3 inches during the day, 5 to 8 inches at night. That's about what it said before, so we've had worse, right? Gunny will be excited. Every dog that I've ever had loves the snow. They absolutely, like, it starts snowing, they start bouncing around, oh yeah, let's go outside, play in the snow. And it's weird because the pitties hate the rain. Gunny more so. Gibbs he didn't like the rain, but he would go out in the rain if he needed to, whereas Gunny will just be like, I'll hold it. I'll hold it till it's an emergency. I gotta answer this tweet. I gotta ask a question. Sorry, just like tweeting. Oh, that's funny. Isn't that a pity? But every dog loves the snow. You know, considering things, this is our first major snowfall. Like, we've had, like, dustings, right? Like, with almost no accumulation that had melted in a few hours. Yeah, we're riddle at. Considering it's already January and this is going to be our first major snowfall, that's not too bad, actually. Because we've had winters, especially in recent memory, like maybe 7-8 years ago, we've had winters where, well, actually we had one not very long ago, like maybe 5 years ago, that was terrible, where it's just storm after storm after storm, and it's just like you're getting a foot of snow, and then that a few days apiece, and then you get another foot of snow, and it's rough. It's rough. So, it's funny, because just recently I played through Castlevania Symphony of the Night Saturn version, and I played it with a patch that just translated it, right? But apparently, there's also a patch that improved a lot of the issues with the game that were inherent to the Saturn version, like the dithering and the slowdown and things like that, and the long load times. And then there's another patch that just came out that actually combines the two, where you can have it in English and the improvement, and people are singing its praises and saying this is now the definitive version of Symphony of the Night. It's got all the extra Saturn stuff without any of the extra Saturn crap. And GameSag, which is one of my favorite YouTubers out there, just posted about this. This is what he said. He said, decided to take some time and play through the Saturn Dracula X Symphony of the Night hack that combines the improvements in English translation, all text, and most voices. The version I had didn't even change the voices. Pretty awesome, and the way it should have been originally. Still tons of slowdown, which I doubt can be fixed. So my question was, though, are the enemy patterns still strange? Because that's what really threw me out. I recently played through the Saturn version for the first time, and I couldn't get over how strange the enemies move. It also could be one of those things that I would only notice because I know Symphony of the Night so well, and some people might be like, oh, I didn't notice that. Now that you say it, yeah. But... So I guess the slowdown's still there, huh? Oh, well. I would hardly call that the definitive version then, right? You haven't got any snow this year? That's good. I mean, it's good and it's not good at the same time, you know? Like, the disappearance of winter, and when winter does come, it being so severe, is like a big climate change thing. But at the same time, it's also like, well, I'm glad we don't have to deal with snow as much, you know? Because it's, it's dangerous. It's a pain in the ass. It's dangerous. It's, But I don't know. I'm not like too concerned about this storm that's going up. We're well stocked, and as long as it's not like that one, like about 5 years ago, Silver Linings, exactly, where we had that nor'easter that knocked the power out for like a week, and we had like something about 2.5 feet of snow, and we had to like evacuate and go to a hotel for a while. That was awful. God. That we left without any discernible plan, right? We just knew we had to get out of the house. We had already spent like a night and a half, with no heat, trying to huddle to stay warm and everything. And we just, managed to, me and my brother-in-law managed to dig out the driveway enough that we can, with several tries, get in the car and get out. And then it's like, because I'm outside and shoveling, digging out, and then I'm soaked to the bone and cold, and you can't go inside and get warm, so I was so glad to get in the car and with the heat and everything. But I was still, soaked. I was still very wet from all the snow and everything, and it was miserable, and we left with no plan as to where we were going. We just, it was on me to, with my phone, find a hotel that would take us and the dogs, So, and thankfully, after about maybe a half hour of searching, we found one, and it was nowhere near us. It was in New Jersey, and it was pretty far away, but it was actually not too far from where Dad was getting his cancer treatment, so that actually kind of worked out. But yeah, we had to find a pet-friendly hotel that had a room available, So, we found one. It was like extended stay Marriott or some shit. We were there for like 6 days, and then we went home, and thankfully the power was back on and the heat was back on, and everything in the fridge had to be tossed, and But enough about that. Because the reason it was so long, by the way, because we got hit by that nor'easter, and then that ends, and they send out people to fix things like power line, but then another one hit. So it was a mess. Like, they can't go out and fix it in the middle of the storm. I remember sending June a whole bunch of pictures that I had gotten off of Facebook of my area and the downed trees and the devastation and everything, and June was like, holy shit, it's like a movie, and it was years before I stopped seeing, I like to say, the scars of that storm, because it was like, even after everything was cleaned up and everything, you still saw trees that were down and damage, you know, and it was a long time before you stopped seeing that. But anyway, guys, let's get started. We're going to go ahead and play the intro here. That's going all the way, isn't it? Oh! I lived, bitch! I lived, bitch! Smack you with your own pimp. After... I almost said ravioli. It says revolt. I almost said ravioli. Can you guys tell that Trevor's drunk? Hot naughty golems in your area. Can I... Oh, no. No! You can't... No! I must go. My people need me. I saw the entire western region of Middle-earth crack and fall into the sea. I'm not wearing fucking pants. You didn't see shit, you understand? You there, dumbass! Yes, you, in front of the screen. I mean you. And me too. Tell you the truth, Carl, this is the 37th time I've broken my vegetarian vows. 37. In a row? 20 more. What's hitting me? This doesn't make any logical sense.
Man, that bird's good going down. Haven't felt that in a long time.
All things your mother said. I'm sorry.
Punish me, you got a hose. Yeah, I'm a naughty dinosaur. Oh, you're good in the cloaca. Yeah, right there in my cloaca. Oh, I'm so dirty. Oh.
You can talk to them.
You're a lovely vision this night.
Oh,
Wait.
thank you, Carl.
He's spitting game. Hold up. He's spitting game. That's it? That's all the game you got? You ain't never gonna get laid. Hey now. Yeah, coming at you. I don't have the volume up. Here we go. Hey now. Yeah, it's the reason that to this day, they say there's snow coming. I'm like, cool. They say there's a snowstorm. I'm like, whatever. They say blizzard. I'm like, well, that sucks, but whatever. When I hear the words nor'easter, I shudder. I'm like, no, not another nor'easter. All right, so last I checked, we had... Where's my text file? Hold on. We had 2 virtues left that we had not attained avatarhood in. And I was grinding out virtue at the end of the last stream. And we talked to Hawkwind. And I finally got the go-ahead that I had... Where is it? Where is my Ultima thing? Oh, here it is. That we had the level of virtue for those particular stats at worthy, which is what we want, which means we got to go travel to those shrines. I believe I have all the stones though, right? Let me check. Yeah, we have all the stones. Okay. Okay, so the last 2 are spirituality and justice. Let me bring up I believe the Shrine of Spirituality is not found anywhere in the world. You have to warp to it. So we're gonna have to do that. But let me find where that is. Wait, don't I have the map that came with the game? Here it is. Yeah, spiritualities. Wait, hold on. It's marked as N. Oh yeah. Okay, you have to get there from the Moon Gate. Let's do justice first then. Justice is K. It's within walking distance. All right. How am I doing health-wise? We're at perfect full health. Am I in Britain? I am in Britain. Ironically, right there is where the moons need to be, 2 full moons. Wow, gazers and phantoms. Okay. It's weird because last week I ran into some phantoms in a dungeon because the dungeon enemies are not set by level. And I said, wow, it's been a while since we've seen phantoms, and then since then I've been seeing them all over the place. There's still a lot to do besides just becoming the avatar, and a lot of that is going to be getting a lot of money so that we can buy the best armor and weapons that everybody can have. They heard me talking shit, yeah. I'd much rather get phantoms than demons, even though phantoms can cast the same reflect spell, they seem much less likely to do it. So he just casts reflect. The demons, in my opinion, are the most irritating ass enemies in the whole game. They're really annoying. Yeah, he's gonna parry. Alright, I'll take the next turn to... The gazers are annoying because they can put you to sleep. No big deal, though. Nothing I can't handle. I'm like, damn, phantoms fell off. Does Reflect act like a Final Fantasy wall spell? No. What Reflect does is it prevents you from using ranged attacks. You can still use your sword, and you can still use spells. There's another spell called Negate that prevents you from using spells, but you can use ranged attacks. There we go. Alright. He's done. Like a stop spell? Nothing like a stop spell, no. Stop spell prevents movement. Reflect just, like I said, it just reflects arrows and slings and things like that. I need to be on this side of the river. Okay. Oh no. Demons and liches. Okay, here we go. The demons love their reflect spell. You're thinking of silence? Well, negate... See, no, here's the thing. Here's the reason why it's different, right? Negate and silence are different. I'll tell you why. Because negate prevents spells from working on the caster. So if you're a character in the game, right, and you cast negate on yourself, that means spells can't hit you. Silence prevents the other character from casting spells. And it's an important distinction because silence would prevent them from using healing spells. It would prevent them from using spells on your allies. It would prevent them from using status spells, you know what I mean? Whereas negate just protects you from the effects of spells for a few turns. There's really no equivalent of negate in Final Fantasy. How'd you whiff with Tremor, dude? What the fuck? Oh, he's got Reflect. Alright. Oh, man, they both got Reflect. That's annoying. I'll attack the other two, I guess. You know what? I'm just gonna mash on auto. Which I don't need to mash because I got a turbo button, but you know. So Alice, did you watch that kid stream, the Tetris kid? Wasn't that amazing? I could probably stop mashing on R. I actually watched the whole thing because I was just like enjoying watching somebody play Tetris at a high level that I'd never seen before. It was also interesting how the number couldn't handle... Like, when it got to lines, because the max is like 999 that it can display, so once it gets to 1000, it displays it as A00 with the A representing 10. And I was very curious what would happen once he got to beyond F, but the game crashed before he got there. But the level was really weird, because once it got past level 30, it seemed almost completely random what it was displaying at that point. Oh, I gotta walk through poison? Really? Okay. Bunch of Balrogs and a couple of demons. Alright. I didn't realize there was gonna be poison there. I don't think I have the reagents to cast Cure either, so... I don't, you know, the manual, if you ever see the manual for this game, and it describes all the enemies in it, right? And it basically describes the Balrogs as being so much worse, so much more dangerous than demons. And the reality of it is I'd much rather fight the Balrogs than the demons, because the Balrogs, all they do is attack you. They're always trying to do damage. They're trying to either advance on you or cast Tremor. They might have a few others, but they have fire, yeah. But the demons are all, like, spamming Reflect. So you'd have to wait for the Reflect to wear off or go through the long process of walking towards them to use your swords. And then by the time you're near them, the Reflect wears off anyway. The manual was wrong about a few things, I think. Like, it said that Hydras were the highest level, most dangerous enemies in the game. No, they have the most hit points. But they're not as strong as dragons are. It presented Hydras as if they're like the #1 top badass, you know? Alright, well, I have to walk through... Alright, let me, I don't know. I can just try to get lucky. If I get that ship, I could go through only one square. Alright, trolls. If I get that ship, I only have to walk through one square. Because I don't think I have the stuff to cast Cure right now. So I'm trying not to get poisoned. Not trolls, these are Cyclopses. They're the same sprite, they're just blue. I wonder what it is about Cyclops enemies in Japanese developed games. Because this is Ultima, but this port was developed in Japan. Cyclopses in Japanese developed games are almost always blue. You notice that? Oh, the ship despawn? That's lame. Well, there's one here. Come here, dude. I need to fight you. Alright. Maybe some kind of pun? It might be. It could just be, like, even though, like, this game is quite old on PC and everything, but, like, by the time this port came around, like, they could have just been doing Dragon Quest. Because Dragon Quest has blue Cyclopses, or Cyclopes, so, therefore, everybody's gonna copy that, because it's so influential. Because if you look at the PC version of this, or the Atari home computer version of this, or the Master System version of this, which is very much based on the PC version, and then you look at this version, this looks way more JRPG-ish. It doesn't play like a JRPG, but it looks like one. So you could definitely see the Dragon Quest influence there. Of course, another ship appeared. I don't like fighting sea battles because you don't get money. What's good about this, though, is now that I have this ship, I could take it right over to Minok. Because Minok is near... Well, I'm not directly to Minok, but near Minok where the Moon Gate is, that's where we can get to the other shrine that I want to do. Oh my god, how many ships are there going to be? I wasn't even that near him, but okay. I've never seen so many ships spawn. Hey, I'm not mad about it, though, because I'll tell you that these are very quick battles. I am leaning on fast forward a bit, but... The pirates die in 2 hits, the ruffians die in 1 hit, so... Alright, here we go. I got in without being poisoned. I guard the Shrine of Justice. Enter in peace, friend. I'm only going to do 1 cycle, I think. Because the other one's nearby. Yep, now has achieved partial avatarhood in the virtue of justice. So if we look at our status, we can see the Ankh is almost complete, just 2 little dots at the bottom for spirituality, and that's where we're going to go next. Oh, got poisoned. Hold on. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Nah. Ah, Shimino got poisoned? Wait, who got poisoned? Iolo got poisoned. Nope. Go, dude! Damn it. It's such a long shot that nobody would get poisoned. Fuck. I'm trying to manipulate it as best I can. I got it. Alright. Alright, there was no... I was ready for battle anyway. We got squids and serpents. We got out of it without getting poisoned. I haven't had the chance to buy reagents for... Basically, the only reagents I'm going to need at the end are whatever I need to cast Cure and Heal. Because there's only going to be one character in the final dungeon, and it's going to be Daryl. So as long as he could heal himself and cure poison, you're good to go. I don't tend to use attacking spells in this, even though they're good. It just... It's a resource sink. It really is. If you're playing as like a magic-based class, you're going to want to do that because, you know, they're not going to do as much damage with their ranged attacks. And by the time you get in range to use your avatar sword, the Sword of Paradise, you're in this position where you're already battered, you know, from enemy ranged attacks. The cool thing about the Sword of Paradise is it does one-shot most enemies. Except for Lord British. If you fight Lord British, you're in for a bad time. There used to be this thing in the PC versions where Garriott proclaimed Lord British to be unkillable. And if you found a way to kill Lord British and proved it to him, you would get some sort of prize or acknowledgement, right? And I remember somebody managed to do it in, I forget whether it was 4 or 5. I believe it was 5. What they did was they got him to aggro and then lured him out of Britannia Castle. And what happened was they actually fired on him with the cannons from their ship, which, no, this isn't it, this just looks like it. He wasn't prepared for that to be a thing. Yes! Yes, in Ultima Online, somebody managed to kill him, and that was because Garriott logged into the account and forgot to set the invincible flag. And I think the guy got banned initially because he disrupted an event, but then I think Garriott was like, nah, unban the guy. He was just trying what everybody tries, you know?
Oh, man, that's funny. Oh, man.
When you hold, like, events like that in an MMO, you're just kind of... You know that the trolls are going to be there trying some shit, you know? You got to do everything you can to prevent that kind of stuff. Alright, here's where we need to be. I'll walk from here. I said if I'm going to stop in Minok to heal, but... if I'm gonna wind up fighting a couple of random battles, I'd rather it not be in the ship. But mainly I just want to stay at the hotel once or twice. How much money do I have right now, by the way? Forget how to look at that. 1,500? Alright. So, English. The reason they called Richard Garriott Lord British is because I think he was born in, like, Maine or something, you know, somewhere in New England, but then he moved to Texas, and, you know, they made fun of him for the way he talks because, you know, that's what people do. And but the big thing was that instead of saying hi, he would say hello, and they said that made him sound British, so that everybody started calling him Lord British, and he was like, no, I like that, that's cool. He was born in England? Really? Well, he grew up in Texas. I didn't know that. I should have. Actually, I probably did know that and forgot about it. But, yeah, they said he sounded British because he said hello when he lived in Texas instead of hi. And, you know, people always making fun of the way people talk, and that's just a thing. But, I should have attacked the demon. But anyway, you know, he was like, no, I like that. Lord British, that's good. His other, like, name was Shimino. And that came from the Society of the Creative Anachronism, which is just like a LARPing group, basically. Yeah, his dad was an astronaut. He's a silversmith. There's like a lot of interesting things about Garriott, and then you find out that he's a crypto shill these days, and you're like, dude, come on. You know, when I read that book about him, you know what the most shocking thing about Lord British was, or about Richard Garriott, was that apparently he's a crappy date. Ettins, we haven't seen Ettins in a while. Because he was programming some of the early Ultima games, like, you know, like 1 and 2, and he said he had this closet, and that's where he put his computer desk, in the closet, and his computer, and then he would sit, like, corner half out of the closet facing into it and program that way. I don't know why he did it in a closet. But Gary Gygax was an ass. But maybe it was just, you know, he had limited space or whatever, but that's the way he did it. And he said that he would have, like, his girlfriends, or whoever he was dating, would sit there on the bed watching him work. And I'm thinking, like, damn, that doesn't seem like a very good date. Yo, Apple with the watch streak, how's it going? So, you know, it's funny, like, all these things, learning about the guy who created Ultima, what a strange guy he is, and in some ways he's wholesome, and in some ways he's not. But yeah, he didn't seem to pay attention to his dates. Like, imagine this guy gets this girl who's interested in him, and he's like, come to my place, and she's like, yeah, I'm into this, and he's like, you can watch me on my computer. And she's just like, oh. You know, like, you could watch me program. I'm working on this game, Ultima 2. You know, it's just, damn. That just seems boring for somebody to watch somebody program code. And you can't even see them because they're half in a closet. There were a lot of things that didn't surprise me, like reading about him. Like the fact that he's a silversmith and a LARPer and all this stuff. None of that surprised me. The fact that he's a crappy date, that surprised me. 68? Just one more coin. Alright, it's about to appear. Hey. I guard the shrine of spirituality. Enter in peace, friend. Okay, enough time should have passed from the cycles that I should be able to meditate here. Yes. Avatarhood is thine at last. Gather thy courage in thy arms, and seek now to conquer the abyss. We have achieved Avatarhood. Like I said a few times, there are not many games out there where the goal is to become a better person. And look at that, we have the Ankh. We have the whole thing. Okay, so we have the Ankh. We have, like, all of the virtues maxed out. We have Avatarhood. There's still a bunch of things we need to do. We have all the stones, so we don't need to go into any of the... I've ascended. We don't need to go into any of the any of the dungeons except maybe to farm for money, and we'll have to go into Highfloth at one point. But, and this is a huge but, you might even say it's an ass, there's still a bunch of things to do. We have to collect some items. So if I look at my items, I can see that I have the Bell of Courage. I do not have the Candelabra of Love yet. And I do not have the the love one. I forget what it is. There's a Bell of Courage, the Candelabra of Love, and the Courage thing I need to collect. The horn we got, we'll need that to get in. Well, we don't need it anymore, but we needed that to get to the Shrine of Humility. The skull, you never want to use that. You don't even need to pick it up. I just picked it up to pick it up. But the most important thing right now is I'm the Avatar. I need my marks of office. It's like the beginning of Sandman. Well, not the beginning, but after he escapes from the basement, and he's got to get his marks of office, you know? So let's work on some of that stuff. The sword and the armor, obviously, are what we need. Give me one moment here. The Sword of Paradise is at the Lyceum. Let me find out where the Lyceum is. Is the Lyceum not marked here? Oh, God. I have a... Hey, Almighty Santa. We got a skull. We're metal as fuck. I have a scan of the original map that came with the game, but I just want to show you guys this map. I just want to show you. This is an actual scan of the map that came with the game. The problem is it's fucking tiny. I can't make it any bigger than that. I really need to find a better version. Hold on, let me see if I can find like a bigger version. Ultima Quest of the Avatar map. Maybe I could find a better scan than that, you know? Not from the almighty guru. Wait, here's one. Is this bigger? That is actually smaller, if you can believe it. How about this one? This one might be bigger. Oh no, that's Ultima 5. It's a similar map, but... What about this one? Oh, yeah, this'll do. I mean, they're actually selling it, but... Oh, damn it, I didn't mean to close it. But it's got a high-quality scan of it. They're selling the map. Hold on, let me get an open in a new tab. Alright, I have a, it's not the greatest quality. That Dragon Quest Asgard, you're right. So let's see, there's Castle Britannia. Empath Abbey is up there. I'll need to visit that, but that's not what I want to look for. Let's see. I'm looking for castles here. There is Serpent's Hold. The Lyceum is near Moonglow. Alright. That means we'll need a ship, because it's on an island. Oh, my ship's over there. Okay. Rock and roll, baby. Yeah, oh, wow, dragons. Okay. Games coming with maps was my shit, because you know I love maps. I would look at the map even when I wasn't playing the game, you know? That Balrog is creeping up on Shamino. It's okay, I don't worry about Balrogs. Demons are what I don't like. Dragons do a lot of damage, but it's okay, I got a lot of health. You would hope so. Elder Scrolls games usually come with some nice maps and feelies and stuff, right? You know, one of my favorites was the Final Fantasy 1 map, because on one side it was the map, and then on the other side it had all the enemy information. But yeah, I'm hoping so. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have the Skyrim map. I have the Xbox version of Skyrim, and then when I got it on PC, it was Steam, so it was digital. Do you know that Daggerfall Unity is now out? You can just totally play Daggerfall Unity now. And here's the thing: the only thing that Daggerfall Unity requires to play is a legitimate install of actual Daggerfall, a game that is free on Steam. So you could point it towards the Steam install, which is 100% free, and play Daggerfall Unity as of, I think, yesterday. Yep, so is Arena. The first 2 Elder Scrolls games are completely free on Steam. They tell you not to use it with the GOG version because the GOG version has all sorts of weirdness about it that they don't support. But yeah. Yeah, don't. They said that the Daggerfall Unity people are telling you don't do that. It causes issues. They said don't use the GOG build. Serpents, okay. There's a version of Daggerfall Unity on GOG? Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's good. The article I was reading, they were like, please use the Steam version. You know what I mean? They were like, because they were saying something about, they called it the GOG build, and they said it's just not good. But, I don't know. You know what else is free on, well, not free on Steam, but you know what's free on GOG? I don't know if it's still the case, actually, but back in the day, you could actually get the PC version of this game, Ultima 4 Quest of the Avatar, completely free on GOG. It might still be free, I don't know. None of the other Ultima games are free, just 4. You still can? I figured. Once GOG makes a game free, they tend to keep it that way. The thing about running Arena or Daggerfall in DOSBox is there's a way to get it to run really well, but you have to really sort of finesse it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to find the exact speed. And that's kind of why GOG is really good, because they give you the games in a DOSBox shell already configured for modern computers. Yo, Greg, what's good? Wait, you can get a Calibeth on GOG? Dude, a Calibeth was actually really fun. It's so primitive, but I don't know, there was something about it that was really fun. Calibeth is like Ultima Zero. Me and Mook sharing the brain cell. It was weird because, like, I'll give you like the brief early history of Ultima. Garriott was working on these. He had like a school project to do like a program, and he said he was the only one that came up with the idea to do a. Where am I? Oh boy, a game. Everybody was doing like simple spreadsheets and stuff like that. And he came up with the idea to do a game, and he based it off of Dungeons & Dragons because he was a Dungeons & Dragons fan, right? I haven't played Soul Reaver in a long time. Although, every time somebody mentions Soul Reaver, I'm just like, man, I want to play Blood Omen again. Blood Omen was so good. I gotta, like, get the PlayStation version and play it. But anyway, I know where I am. I'm not too far. I'm where Dagger Island is. Okay, I'm not too far from Vesper. Yeah, it is, but I probably just play it on PlayStation because that's like the version I'm used to and grew up with. But I was in my 20s, but when I played Blood Omen. But anyway, what was I getting at? Shoot. Oh yeah, so he based the program on Dungeons and Dragons, and it was like, you know, each iteration of it was D&D 1, D&D 2, D&D 3. That was the name of the program. There's nothing more glorious than that, right? And what happened was, when he got to the... Hey, Hitomi. Oh, I forgot to message you. Hey, Hitomi. And hey, Terraglyph. How's it going? Soul Reaver's a great game. It's just very different from Blood Omen. But anyway, so he got to the final version, which I believe was called D&D 28. And he realized that he really had something that he could actually possibly sell to people. And he put it on a floppy disk, and the big 5.5-inch discs that were actually floppy, and sold them with, like, you know, Xeroxed instructions and stuff in Ziploc bags at computer stores. And that's how you sold indie computer games at the time, right? But he realized he couldn't call it D&D 28. That's not gonna work, right? Oh, that's funny, Terraglyph. Yeah. The Switch version, right? That was fun to play through. But anyway, he called it Akalabeth World of Doom, which Akalabeth is a word that, it's from the Tolkien novels. And it... Oh, can I not get through here? Okay, I'll go around. And it was like, it was a minor hit. People were... Oh, God, a lot of demons. All right. People were into it. So what happened was, everybody's like, when's your next game? When's your next Akalabeth? And he decided to take the idea of Akalabeth and expand it into a full role-playing game. Because Akalabeth was not really a role-playing game. It was inspired by role-playing games, but it was a dungeon crawler, basically, where you had Lord British would tell you to go into the dungeon, of which there was only one, and hunt down a specific monster. And you would, get yourself more powerful, and then you'd get to that level, and you'd fight that monster. You'd go back to Lord British, and he'd say, okay, now get this other guy. So anyway, he came up with the idea of it being like a full role-playing game. And he wound up calling it Ultimatum. And I forget the exact reason why he wanted to call it Ultimatum. Like I said, Akalabeth came from Tolkien. I'm not sure where Ultimatum came from. But he was told you can't call it Ultimatum because of some trademark thing, right? So he's like, all right, Ultima. And that's how it got its name. That's how it got its name. I believe the book I had did explain where the term ultimatum came from, but I don't know where. I don't remember. Twitch keeps logging you out? That's whack. Yeah. I hate these long ship journeys. Just because, like I said, I say it every time, like, fighting in the ship is annoying because this guy's got to reflect up. Oh, you got him. You don't get any money for fighting in the ship. It's like, dude, come on. Can't I get money for fighting enemies while I'm in the boat? That's a shrine. That's not what I'm looking for. There's a dungeon that I already did. We're really close to the Lyceum. Well, you could use those initials, right? DND. Especially since N doesn't actually stand for and. And as you correctly typed, there's no and, there's an ampersand. So you can get around copyright, you can get around trademarks a little bit, but I think he was smart to just completely avoid the issues, you know? I never played Shadow Man 2. I didn't know the load screens were that bad. Holy crap. Ultima 4 is still free on GOG. I recommend anybody try it. It's the PC version. It's very unlike this. It's way more complicated. The graphics are not as good, but it's still a really good game. The one Ultima game that I would always say never play the console version of is 5. Ultima 5, Warriors of Destiny. Warriors of Destiny is possibly the best Ultima game. Out of all 9 of them, 5 is the best on PC. The NES version is cheeks, bro. It is booty, booty, booty cheeks. Alright, here we are. Hold on a second. Shouldn't it be, like, right around here? Where's the Lyceum? Oh, there it is. Okay. What's up, dude? Oh, I'm trying to talk to you. It is so bad. The 3 keys may be taken from the altar room of truth, love, and courage, but only by use of the proper stones of virtue. The Sword of Paradise lies atop the magical altar above. Only a master of the 8 virtues may claim it. So what happens is if you haven't attained Avatarhood, climbing up the stairs is infinite. It's like the Bowser thing. You just keep repeating. But if you do it, if you are Avatar, you come right up here. Thou who hath mastered all virtues, come hither. Thou hast earned at last the fabled Sword of Paradise. Sweet. And you're allowed to open it. And we have the Sword of Paradise. Let me go ahead and ready it. I almost said equip, but for some reason it's called ready in this. It sucks that I can't sell that robe. I could totally sell the regular sword I have, but... That's all we came here for, but I'm going to walk around and talk to people anyway. Where am I going here? I am Father Antos, philosopher of truth. Search for the book of truth, where others are found. Welcome to the Lyceum, stronghold of truth. My Lady Beth can tell thee more. I believe Beth is based on one of Garriot's friends. Truth is one of the three principles. Dost thou know how many virtues contain truth? Let's say yeah, I do. It is well. Because I do. I don't need her to tell me. Why is there a female? No, it's not. That's not the female symbol. Let me show it to you again. It's an Ankh. Okay, I know it's similar. It's similar, but it's an Ankh. I hail from Trinsic, City of Honor. Its principles are truth and courage. Welcome to the healer. May I serve thee? Oh, no. I'll give blood, though, since he's going to ask me. Once he asks you, you can't say no or you lose virtue. There is no better way to show sacrifice than by giving of thy life's blood. Whenever I hear evolution, I think of the Final Doom. I am Nigel, master of all wizards. My magic is strong enough to raise the dead. Life, thou knowest, is given only to the highest of the wizards. And it requires garlic, moss, fungus, and... well, and Marina of Empath Abbey will tell thee its final ingredient. Marina won't tell you the final ingredient, but she'll tell you her full name, which sounds like Mandrake. I'm quite busy right now. No time for chit-chat. Yeah, it's called the Sword of Paradise, but the symbol is an Ankh. It's very similar. I can totally say how you... oh, right. How you'd make that error. At last I discovered the secret of magical negation. Sulphurous ash, garlic, black pearl, and precious manroot. I've seen a dissertation on manroot in a book by Calumny of You. Sadly, the page on which its location appeared had been torn. Don't worry, I already found the manroot. It's actually not too far from here. It's near Vesper. Not that I'm doing pretty much an almost no magic at all run. Look into our telescope and see thy path before thee. I guess you probably search. So you could see the entirety of the world with certain points lit up. And the points that are lit up are actually the shrines. The purple ones. The blue one there is the Stygian Abyss. That's the final dungeon of the game. Each of the 8 virtues, save that of humility, is made up of one or more of the 3 principles of truth, love, and courage. The avatar must know the ways. Okay, so we have the Sword of Paradise. I'll also need to grab the exotic armor. So let me look into that real quick, which castle that's at. I'm going to want to visit all the castles, but... Where is my list of weapons and armor? I'm not seeing it here. Oh, here it is. Empath Abbey. Okay. So Empath Abbey is... It's actually not too far from Britannia and you. So I'm going to want to get back to the mainland. Oh yeah, totally. It's totally meant to invoke that feeling of a role-playing game, a tabletop role-playing game. I'm going to Moongate out of here, because I can get to Britain from the Moongate. The one that's near Moonglow. How's my health? It's fine. Oh, where am I going? This way, this way, this way. I don't know why I'm going that way. All right, we got a bunch of lizards and a couple of hydras in there as well. I've never played a tabletop role-playing game myself. I feel like I would be interested if I was with a group of, like, people that were really cool about it and everything, and were welcoming to somebody who's never done it before. And I would want it to be, like, a classic thing. Like, I wouldn't want to try somebody's, like, homebrew thing, you know? I would want to do, like, let's just do, like, very straight Dungeons and Dragons and see what that's all about before you dive into, you know, more, esoteric things, I think, I would say. But, you know, the problem of tabletop games is the problem of people, right? Getting people together, it's easier with the internet. But still, getting everybody to agree on a time, and then everybody's going to come, and then when one person loses interest, it kind of, you know, puts a kibosh on a lot of things, and it's a difficult thing to do. And to finish an entire thing. Alright, let's see if I can walk to the moon gate. It's easier to schedule an orgy. That sounds like a line from, like, Whole Lot of Dragons and some Balrogs. Like Rodney Dangerfield. It's easier to schedule an orgy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, Rodney Dangerfield would have said that. You can't do the Dangerfield voice without tugging on your collar. I still think about his role in The Simpsons as Mr. Burns' son, Larry. I remember when the train stopped and he runs over to sell them all his weird tchotchkes, you know. And the line that I remember is, if this stuff is too good for you guys, I got some crap. It was a really good episode. But that's the line I keep coming back to. Hey, if this stuff is too good for you guys, I got some crap. Oh. Dedication to longer mediums of entertainment. I understand that, yeah. It's I would want to do like a smaller campaign, you know what I mean? But then when do I have time for that? You know what I mean? Like, it would be something that would be fun, but it's a difficult thing to put together. That's why when I like hearing about it, though. There's that one lady that I raid, I forget her name, on Twitch. She's not on often, but she actually streams Dungeons and Dragons. And it's fun to raid her because sometimes, like, she's in the middle of the story, you know, and she's very talented at continuing to dungeon master while typing in the chat to welcome us. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I understand that. Like, I always tell people, streaming's not for everybody. It's definitely for me. Because it's something that I never tire of. I'm never like, oh god, I gotta stream. I'm like, yeah, you know, but if you're ever feeling like you're dreading it or you're not up to it, then you know, at that point, don't put yourself through it. It's not the easiest thing in the world. It's not easy, and it's not for everyone. It takes a certain type of person that's, you know, maybe a little wild and crazy like me. I honestly think that people get it in their heads that it is easy. And I always say, try it. Try it. And you know what? Maybe you'll be really good at it. Maybe it is for you, right? You never know. You never know. You never know until you try it. But a lot of times I've known people who tried streaming and then they're like, oh no, I can't. But I always tell people who say they like it, but they don't really like it, like Terraglaive just said, where it's not like a calling for them. I say, do it when you want to. Don't make it a whole thing. Do it for fun. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a job or a career. It can just be for fun. Oh my god, that damage. That Sword of Paradise is too good. Okay, I gotta ask you, Apple, because you said wild hair up your ass, and I've always heard that term, right? And I never quite knew if it was hair like you spelled it or hair like a rabbit. And I've heard it both ways, and have you ever, like, wondered about that? Like, is it like because people always say wild hair, and I'm like, that could be either way. It could be like a wild rabbit, or it could be just a hair that's growing funny. You know what I mean? Oh, I wouldn't say that I need to know, but it is something that is curious. I always wondered, you know what? Let's just Google it. There's an origin, I'm sure. Wild hair up ass. And I spelled it like hair. Origin of the phrase wild hair up his ass. A true story. I ended up looking up the origin of the phrase wild hair up his ass this morning and discovered there is shit all about it on the internet. This in itself is astonishing. It's the internet, you know? It knows everything, but apparently not. The best I could find, well, the only thing I could find was does something completely unexpected. But now, my friend, I have discovered the origin of the phrase I've been hearing folks say my entire life. I was in the bathroom this morning getting ready for work. My cat was in the bathroom using his litter box. And all of a sudden he leaps out of the box, runs in tight circles in an absolute panic, which in a bathroom that small is a good trick, and comes to a skidding stop in front of my feet, at which point he crouches, body rigid, eyes black, ears locked back, tail whipping back and forth, like we are both about to be devoured by aliens only he can see. I look around to see what scared him. Nothing. I bend over, rest a hand on his shoulders, assure him that everything is okay, that he's alright and nothing's going to get him. And he relaxes, rolls on his side, which is when I spot about an inch of cat turd hanging from his butt, suspended as if by magic. Probably not magic, I think, and grab a piece of toilet paper and give the turd a gentle tug, and slowly remove what is holding it there, which is about 6 inches of one human hair. Okay. So, you know what? This actually makes a lot of sense, because the way my dad used to say it was a wild hair across your ass. That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, I can't tell you how many times with Gibbs I had to help him out with things like that, because, you know, something just wasn't working back there. One time he swallowed a dryer sheet, and he passed it, and I had to kind of pull it out of him very gently. Gibbs was always really, I would say, go in the bathroom, and he would go in there, and he would kind of lay on his side, and I would help him out and clean him up with wipes and everything, and, oh, get in there! And then he would actually be really grateful every time I did it. And I'm sure that cat was very grateful. I didn't read the rest of it, but there was no picture of the cat, unfortunately. There was no pictures at all. It was like a very old-school website. I can see how that would be very distressing to an animal, too, and, you know, I'm glad the guy was there to put it to rights right away. Because Gibbs was always very distressed when he had a butt problem. And it was always something like that, like a hair was hanging there, or the dryer sheet situation, or whatever, you know, and sometimes when you have a pet, you have to do these things. You have to deal with buttholes. If you have a cat, you definitely have to deal with buttholes, because they'll put it right up in your face. That makes sense to me. That probably... I always wondered, is it wild hair like a rabbit, or hair like hair? And I guess it's hair like hair. The rabbit thing seems way more painful. Yeah, just do it when you feel like doing it, right? For the amount of time that you feel like doing it. Cats butt scoot. They totally do. They might not just do it in front of you. Cats are interesting because cats have dignity. You know what I'm saying? Cats have dignity. All right, we're going to want to walk to Empath Abbey, but first let me pop in here to see... well, first of all, I want to talk to Hawkwind, just be like, yo, I'm the Avatar, bitch. And I also want to heal up with Lord British. to see if I've leveled, because this is one more level I can gain. Thou hast no longer any need of me, Avatar. The perils of the great Stygian abyss lie before thee. Keep to the path of virtue. Well, it's not just that they don't like filth, but I don't know, cats have a strong sense of self. And they have a certain way that they want you to see them. And it has a lot to do, like I said, they have dignity. Alright, nobody leveled. But notice he's calling me Master of the Virtues. So let me get him to heal me. Alright, so we got a bit of a trek to Empath Abbey. It's not that far. I don't think I'll have to walk through any poison. Warrior Virtue, yep, that was the next game. Which was great on PC, terrible on NES. Okay. Have you played... Oh, what am I doing? Have you played Arena or any of the other older... I definitely you want to play the Unity version. But, have you played any of the other older... What is the oldest Elder Scrolls you've played, I guess? Like, have you played Morrowind? Okay, so you've played Morrowind. So, Morrowind was actually considered very simplified compared to... compared to Daggerfall. So I expect a little bit more of a grognardy sort of experience. It's really good, but it requires dedication and patience. Skyrim's casual compared to Daggerfall. If you were to try to walk from one end of Daggerfall's map to the other, it would take you a week in real time. It's extremely in-depth. There is options. If you play through Daggerfall in Unity, there's a few options. One of them is small dungeons. I highly recommend you turn small dungeons on, because every dungeon will take you hours to explore if you don't do that. And they're all randomly generated. So, well, okay, there's certain important ones that are not, but the majority of dungeons that you do for like side quests and stuff are incredibly long. And yeah, sometimes there's nothing there, you know? Hey, EB, how's it going? So I would recommend that, like, if you're playing through Daggerfall Unity, you get that option, small dungeons, definitely turn it on. It doesn't make them small. It makes them manageable. It makes them small by the standards of Daggerfall. Also be aware that there are about 16 different endings, and trying to get any specific ending requires a walkthrough, so I would recommend to just play it for fun and just see where you go with it, you know? Here we go. Taking headache medicine? What are you taking for headaches, by the way? Out of curiosity. Just in the case it's something that I'm not aware of. No, Yellow, don't do that. Here, do that. These guys. Oh, ibuprofen? Yeah. Ibuprofen works, but I can't take it because it really sets off my acid reflux like nothing else does. Except for the possibility of eating a corn muffin. That makes sense. Ibuprofen's a pretty safe medication. It just doesn't agree with me. But it is a very safe thing to take, generally speaking. It's why doctors tend to lean on it. Like when I had the dentist prescribe painkillers for me for my tooth, he's a guy, he doesn't prescribe any kind of like narcotic or anything. And I told him, I said, could you prescribe something that's not ibuprofen? And he says, why? I said, because it gives me bad heartburn. Could you like... I said it's no big deal, because I was just wondering if you can like prescribe like a prescription strength Aleve. Otherwise I could just take 2 Aleve. And he goes, well then just do that, because that's going to be cheaper. It's the coating that does it? Really? I didn't know that. Huh. The more you know. But yeah, you know how in... Okay, so you played Morrowind and you played Skyrim. Did you play Oblivion in there as well? Okay. Okay, so that's good. So basically, you know how like in Morrowind, so many different actions are tied to a skill. And then in Oblivion, there's like kind of less skills. And then in Skyrim, they slimmed it down even more by combining some of them. Daggerfall was the game that introduced that system of skills. Everything's tied to a skill. Climbing up a ladder is a skill. Running is a skill. Jumping is a skill. Swimming is a skill. Opening doors is... Everything is tied to a skill. Yeah. 800... I've seen 800 milligram ibuprofen. It's wild. They're like giant horse pills. Swimming. Yep. Welcome to Empath Abbey, Castle of Love. Yep. But I highly recommend that you don't... Try to not look at the numbers. Try not to worry about it too much. Just enjoy the game. Immerse yourself. The reason for the big changes in Skyrim is that they wanted people to immerse themselves and not try to min-max everything. And that's why Skyrim feels so fun to play. When thou dost use the proper 4 stones in the midst of each dungeon altar room, one of the 3 keys will appear. For one who has mastered all 8 virtues, a great honor awaits above. You mean below, because that's totally a down staircase. Once again, it's the same thing. If you haven't mastered the virtues, this is infinite. But since I have, we come right here. At last thou hast come. Master of virtue thou art now, yet soon thou must master the great Stygian abyss as well. Open this box and take up the exotic armor, that thou might survive its perils. Oh yeah, the Khajiit, they still have cat features, but they're more like elves that have like cat eyes and some cat features. And it's actually explained in one of the novels that both the elvish-looking Khajiit and the cat people-looking Khajiit are the same race. And then there are even ones that are just straight-up cats. And it has everything to do with the cycle of the moon when they're born. Prilosec really works. It's unfortunate that you can't stay on it too long, but... And there it is, the exotic armor. So let me go ahead and ready that as well. So that we'll sell that chainmail at some point. Okay, still a few more items I'm going to want to grab, but we got the big thing. Let me finish exploring the castle, though. It's an Ankh. It's just the 8-bit graphic make it look like the female symbol. But yeah, it's an Ankh. Hello, I'm Marina Mandraka. See, the other guy said Marina will tell you the last ingredient. She actually doesn't. But the fact that her name is Mandraka makes you think Mandrake, and that's the last one. In the service of Lady Marcy. A Bongus Khajiit? Or a Bingus Khajiit? I don't want to talk to you. How about a Bongus, though? I would like it where the Khajiit were more diverse in a game, where you could see all the different forms of them and everything. That would be cool. I am Lady Marcy, Chatelaine of Empath Abbey. My Lord Robert can tell thee more. Once again, these are based on Garriot's friends. I am Lord Robert, Castellan of Empath Abbey. Here love is held most sacred by all. Use my key. A hairless tabaxi named him Bingus. That's amazing. The 4 virtues which are derived from love are compassion, justice, sacrifice, and spirituality. Use only these stones in the altar room of love. It's easier to remember it by color than by virtue, to be honest. I consider love in light of compassion. When the 3 combine in 8 ways, love alone is compassion. I contemplate love's part in sacrifice. When love lends courage to face even death for another's sake, sacrifice is shown. I reflect upon love's part in spirituality. What I practice is not a religion, but a way to strengthen my own inner self through the understanding of love, truth, and courage. You're also seeing a bard, a tinker, a ranger, and a druid. Those are the 4 classes associated with love. I ponder love in the light of justice. When the 3 build the 8, truth tempered by love becomes justice. Justice is the love of truth. Is it not beautiful? I would love to see more racial options in general. Yeah, these guys are druids. The guys that look like this. I am Brother Antos. The Candle of Love is in a hidden village off the greatest inland lake. Didn't I go to Cove and I didn't get the candle? I think he's talking about Cove. There's actually nothing out here. I mean, there's treasure chests, but I can't steal, so... Yeah, absolutely. Give us, like, the full Baldur's Gate 3 treatment. Maybe even better than that, you know? See, that's an Ankh Terrorglaive. Only the exotic armor can save thee in the abyss. Did I not get the candle? Hold on. Give me one moment here. Ba 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 ba. Let's see. Items. Okay. Let me just look at this. Oh. I'm looking at my items. Alright. I didn't get the flute because, whatever. I should grab the flute if I'm in Magincy at one point, but no big deal. The scale I got and used already. The horn we got. The skull we got. The book is in the Lyceum. I was just in the Lyceum and I didn't get the book? Wait a minute. Oh my god, I was just supposed to take it from their library? That's shitty. Alright, I'll have to go back to the Lyceum at one point. The candle is in Cove, and I went to Cove last week and I didn't grab it. So I'll have to go back there. I'll probably use the balloon. The bell I have. Okay. Absolutely, yeah. There's 2 different sorts of walk-through walls, and they're both indicated by things like that. Little imperfections. We got Cyclopses. I don't know if I have enough to cast Wind a bunch of times, but... I could always go to pause and buy reagents if I need to. Yeah, when you see those little imperfections, that's what's letting you know you can just walk straight through the wall. Okay, so the wind spell is garlic and moss. Alright, I'll have to check how much garlic and moss I have. Oh yeah, Zelda 1 had those walkthrough walls. There was no indication, you just had to try it. I mean, I would like to see more stuff like that. Yeah, I would like to see stuff that was in Daggerfall make a return in a more modernized way. Because, like, you could be werewolves in Morrowind and in Oblivion and Skyrim, but you could no longer be werebears or any of the other kind of were creatures. Yeah, my other brother, Daryl. I think Sarah named him Daryl. And I was like, oh, exactly, like the Easter Bunny's brother. Oh, right, I was gonna check. I have plenty of garlic and moss. Okay. Wow, good for him. Wow. All right, lizards and some hydras mixed in. No, Gex is a bit older than Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Where's my water at? There we go. I've been seeing a lot of cooking stuff on Facebook, and thankfully Facebook has saw fit to not show me food atrocities and food crimes anymore, but like really good food. Like that. Hold on, where's my phone? I took a picture of it and everything. Anytime gallery. Hold on, let me show you guys this. Tell me you don't want this in and around your mouth. Teriyaki ribeyes. My God, look at that. Unfortunately, the people in the comments are being really toxic and being like, you ruined the steak. Steak doesn't need anything but salt and pepper, this and that. And I'm like, I just want that in and around my mouth. That looks delicious. So anyway, I saw this one guy who was making a smoked meatloaf. And he showed it... yeah, the steak you had sounded really bad. And he was showing the before, like, just the uncooked and explaining what he was doing, smoking a meatloaf. And everybody was like, we need updates. We need to see how it turned out. And he posted in the comments pictures of what it turned out, and it looked really good. But yeah, it's, unfortunately, the steak you got... Did you say anything about it, EB? Or did you just kind of be like, well, you win some, you lose some? Because honestly, if I got a steak that was all fat and gristle, I would have been like, look, it's all fat and gristle. Can you get me another one that's, like, not like this? Because that's not fun, right? Ribeyes can be fatty, and that actually makes them delicious. But if the non-fat part is all tough gristle, ew. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, somebody's arrived, because I hear Gunny losing it. It's probably my sister. I hear Gunny losing his shit. Because you can't really eat gristle. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't even know what gristle is. Like, what causes it? Is it like scar tissue or something? Like, what makes gristle in meat? I don't know the answer to that. But I know it's not pleasant when you come across it. It's cartilage? Something like cartilage. It's unpleasant, I'll tell you that. You can't really eat it. It's not possible. So if I got a steak that was all fat and gristle, I'd be like, dude, this is, come on. Maybe to make a soup you would use this, but not, you can't serve that to someone. That's rough. There's the balloon. All right, let me get in this. All right, hold up. Let me because I gotta go back to the Lyceum. Let me get my big map up. Where is my big map? There it is. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna cast wind out of the west. Apparently, I missed the book when I was there. It's not in a treasure chest. You're just supposed to grab it from the library. I don't even remember seeing a library, but I'll go back to the Lyceum, no problem. I'm glad I remembered where I put the balloon. Everybody remember where we parked! Whoa, 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 whoa. No, not cure. Wind spell only lasts so long. Yeah, that's the problem with being not... See, now me, I've learned how to just, it barely lasted at all. How to just sort of, like, not think of it as a confrontation, that the waiter or waitress is, they're there to help you and everything, and they want you to have a good experience. Oh, no, I want to land. Land! Oh, right, you have to... Can it land there, really? How about here? probably because Final Fantasy is just easier to play. Like, it expects less of you. It's more story-based and... Like, because the first Final Fantasy is very much in the vein of, like, an Ultima, but simplified. But beyond that, they got to be more story-based and everything, you know? It's accessible. I need to find this library. Is there a hidden wall that I'm not seeing, I wonder? Oh, I see a hidden wall. I see it. I didn't see that at all last time I was here. No, that's just a treasure room. Alright. This is just the telescope. It is possible that the thing I'm looking at is incorrect, but... Here it is. Yeah. Alright, we got the book. Well, Dragon Quest actually is very accessible. It did pop off initially with the first game because they were basically giving it away with Nintendo Power. But I think part of it is also... we're talking about NES, right? RPGs weren't big like they are now. Even SNES, Final Fantasy 4, 6, they weren't huge hits. They were big with RPG fans. Final Fantasy 7 opened up the floodgates. It was a mainstream game that everybody was like, "Whoa, look at that!" And that's what changed things. Okay, so we got the book. I should have gotten it last time I was here. So we got the book. We got the candle is in Cove, and since I'm using the whatchamacallit, I can't talk today. The balloon. I might as well get it now. There's only 2 ways to get to Cove. One is the balloon, and the other is taking your ship through a maelstrom. Well, no, I mean, he played it in the past. It took him that long to beat it, because he kept getting, like, I think it was the Realm Sketch glitch that he kept getting. Let me just look. Where is Cove? It's over there. Okay. Cove is actually really close to Britannia. It's just very hard to access. But I'm going to get back in my balloon and go there, since I have more than enough wind spells to cast. I mean, think about it in Final Fantasy. You have magic points, and that's how you cast your magic. In the early one, you had Vancian magic, but in this, you have to have herbs, and then you have to have the recipes, you know? It's not as accessible. All right, I'm going to do Out of the East. All right, hopefully the spell lasts for a while. This might actually take me directly there. I might have to go a little north. The magic names, they've made it a lot easier. Now there's Cub. Because of all the, like, Frizzle and all that, it's easy to understand. But back in the day, it was between games, it wasn't consistent, you know? I like when the spells have, like, their own language, though, like Phantasy Star. Welcome to Cove, a sanctum of knowledge. Did I come here? I feel like I did, but I may not have. Maybe I didn't come here. I'm told the abyss lies in an isle to the south. Ask the blissful seahorse. Yeah, I don't think I've actually come here before. Alright. I think when I got the balloon, I considered coming here and then decided against it. I am thisisness, called blissful by men. Meditate in the shrines of honesty, then compassion, and last valor if thou art truly foolish enough to knock at the gate of the abyss.
Ah, Seeker, we meet at last. I am Mentalian, Master of the Gates. Know that the Sulphur Ash, Black Pearl, and Manroot are necessary for the Gate spell. White is the color of all colors. And by the way, just knowing the recipe isn't good enough. You have to go to a special shop called Spells Unlimited and have them register it in your spell book. Love, courage, and truth. All are joined in the white stone of spirituality. The 8 virtues are fashioned from the 3 principles. Hast thou considered this? Dost thou know that virtue depends only on truth? Oh, dost thou know that yes? Thou must have recovered the blue stone from deceit. I did, yeah. That was mistranslated. He should have said, honesty derives only from truth. Black is the color of humility. 'Tis the only virtue which exists apart from truth, love, or courage. Yeah. I like the originals, except for Phantasy Star 2. 1, 3, and 4 are like all really good, especially 4. 4 is just such a great game. Let's talk to her. Oh, I already did talk to her. My bad. The alderman truly must repair the wall next to the Ankh before some luckless soul stumbles through it. Bit of a hint. Sega has only recently gotten good about that kind of thing. Lunar is definitely on my list of games that I want to play. I am the Ankh of Knowledge. All knowledge rests within the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom. The stones open the way. The Codex is actually our whole goal. That's what we're here for. Yeah, that happened a lot. I think there was one on Game Boy Advance that had all 4 games, but then it was only in Japanese. Okay, that just brings you back there. But if I go up here... Aha! Here it is. We're allowed to take this. And there's the Candelabra of Love. Alright, so we have all the most important items. We have all the stones. As you can see here, we have all 8 stones. We have the... Where are they? Oh. We have the candle, the book, and the bell. And we have the skull and the horn as well. I never grabbed the flute, but it's kind of not necessary. We have the exotic armor. We have the Sword of Paradise. We have all the runes. We are the Avatar. As you can see, my Ankh is complete. So the only thing preventing me from winning at this point is the fact that I'm not level 8. And I don't have the best like weapons and armor for everybody. I have the best sword and the best armor for my main character. But as for everything else... Like right now, Daryl is using a +1 bow. Let me look at my weapon list here. Okay, so for bow, the +1 bow is the best ranged weapon there is. And it can be used by the Bard, the Druid, the obviously the Paladin, and the Ranger. Which means I'm going to want 2 more of those. One for my Bard and one for my Ranger. Moon? Not familiar with that one. So let me see. What are they... Like, for example, let's see. My Bard has a +1 bow. So we... Okay, I didn't know I did that. All right. And my Ranger... He just has a regular bow. All right, how much money do I have right now? Not enough. Okay. It's 4,000 to buy a +1 bow. So at this point, there's sort of like... There's actually one more thing I know. We need the 3 keys. But before I go into Hythloth Dungeon to get the 3 keys, I'm going to want to get ourselves armored up properly. So I think what I'd want to do at this point would be start getting some money. Give me 1 second. Oh. There are some dungeons that are really good for money. I think, honestly, going into Hythloth is sort of like the easiest way to do it. But Hythloth or Despise. I could combine the two things, go into Hythloth to get the keys and to get money. It's a deconstruction or parody of typical RPGs. I could totally say how Toby Fox would have been influenced by that. Wait, hold on. Let me get this to go somewhere that I'd want to go to. Wind out of the east. I think I'll just go into Hythloth, to be honest with y'all. I think I'm pretty close to where I need to be. I keep hitting the wrong thing. Oh, immediately a battle. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Britain, see if I've leveled up, heal up, and we'll go down into Hythloth. We'll kind of combine the two things, grinding for treasure chests and getting the keys at the same time. Yeah, I've never heard of it. That sounds really interesting. There are a lot of like random RPGs and like PlayStation that, you know, people don't know about because everybody was playing the big games, you know, Final Fantasy, Breath of Fire, you know. Look at the damage difference. Shimino's doing 41 damage with a sword, right? That's a regular sword. Now watch the two characters that have high damage weapons, which is Daryl with the Sword of Paradise and Jeff with the +2 axe. See, 93 with the Sword of Paradise. He's doing in the 40s. He's got a regular sword, and Jeff with the +2 axe is in the 70s. Oh, that's probably why I didn't know about it. It sounds interesting, though. I always like hearing about RPGs that are less known, you know? 4. Whack. Alright, here's Britain. Yeah. I think I should have plenty of... Yeah, I still have 10 torches. Okay. And I can always buy more of those. Defenders of Oasis? Is that related to Beyond Oasis? And there were 2 games with Oasis in it. Like one was on Genesis and the other was on Saturn. Still haven't leveled up. There was one that was like Legend of Oasis, and there was one that was like there was another one that was like Beyond Oasis. It's on Game Gear. Oh, you know what? I think I rated somebody who was playing that, and I saw, yeah, no, this is not related to those games. Alright, let's go into Hythloth. Let me get my Hythloth map up, though. Okay, cool. Do I have ash, by the way? Out of curiosity? I have plenty of ash, so I could also just use ash to light things up. Oh, it's over here. Not gonna bother lighting it up till I'm down at the bottom because... Oh! I'm hitting... This dungeon, you start at the bottom. Or you start at the top and have no choice but to go down to the very bottom. And then you gotta work your way up. Okay, so level 8. And apparently this is where the treasures are, and we can very easily, respawn them. There's actually 2 rooms you can just kind of go between that have a lot of treasures. And enemies too, but, you know. That'll get us experience points that we need. Alright, some dragons. Man, I tried that Super Ninja Boy. That is a tough game to continue playing. Not because it's hard or anything, it's just not all that fun. I don't know if I would call this the best way to get money, but that's what the internet tells me. It's an RPG beat 'em up platformer and can't do. Oh, so it tries to be everything. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I don't know. It just wasn't fun for me. I mean, there are RPGs. But remember Dragon Valor, Moogle? That was kind of like a beat 'em up battle in an RPG, and that was actually really good. There's ways of doing it that are good. There's Indivisible, which is a Metroidvania RPG with beat 'em up gameplays. Yeah, I don't know if this is the smart way of doing things. There's got to be a better way of getting money. So I'm just going to get my shit kicked in here. 26. I'll just get the keys. I'll get the chests like a few times. River City Ransom is River City Ransom is more like a beat 'em up that has some RPG elements. So yeah, because I have to walk through damage floors to get those. You know what I'm saying? That's not fun. Yeah, I think I'll probably use Despise for money. But while I'm here, I'll get the keys. I'll get a couple of treasure chests here. We'll get keys. We'll get chests on the way out as well. Gotta deal with these lizards. There's a Balrog, and there's a couple of Hydras. Jeff's missing. Thankfully, I only need one more +1 bow for Shimino. That's four grand for that, though. But yeah, for an RPG with like beat 'em up style battles, I would definitely recommend Dragon Valor. It's actually a sequel to Draken. I do not recommend Draken. Draken sucks. But Dragon View is pretty great. I had a lot of fun playing it. You will want maps for the overworld, because the overworld is completely in first person. But I would recommend... Oh, that's not even damage floors, that's poison! Oh no. It's not worth it. Yeah, this ain't the way I'm doing it. I'll get as many treasure chests as I can, but I'm not gonna go through all that. If it was just damage floor, it'd be fine, but that's poison. That's worse. We'll get the keys and we'll get out of here and get like lots of money on the way out, but I'll probably use the Despise dungeon then for actual money grinding. We needed to come here anyway. You're probably thinking of the first couple of The thing about Double Dragon, like on the NES, is there was only 2 buttons, and both of them were attack buttons. So to jump, you had to press A and B together. It's not the most intuitive thing, right? Not the most. I actually don't really like the original Golden Axe. The sequels are a lot better, though. You know what I always wanted to play? Oh, there was a fighting game too that was really good. But you know what I always wanted to play was that one Golden Axe game on, like, I think Game Gear and Master System. That's like a Zelda game. I'd like to play through that one day. Because it's like Zelda. But it's Golden Axe. The original Golden Axe I'm not like too fond of, but the sequels are good. Is that what it's called? Axe Battler? Yeah. I also have Golden Axe The Duel on Saturn, which I had a lot of fun with that game. I gotta throw that on Fighting Game Mondays one day. 69. Alright, sweet. I do gotta go through this to get to one of the altars, so... The red altar, which I think is courage. Axe Battle or Legend of Golden Axe? Sounds right. Alright. Demons and a Mimic. The Mimic's already dead. I heard it was a good game, though. I mean, I've dicked around with it, but I've never, like, tried to play all the way through it or anything. There they go with Reflect. Dudley from Eureka's Castle. Y'all. And that guy's got Reflect up. Demons are annoying! That is an old reference, yeah. I find that Moogle does not like when dragons are portrayed as cute. One of the biggest examples being Flammy from Secret of Mana. Right. He just recast Reflect. It would take me forever to get over there. Oh, there is. It wore off even though he just cast it? Okay, cool. I thought it was you. I thought it was the both of y'all that didn't like Flammy. Alright, here we are. What's cool is I can actually get to other dungeons from here. But let me, Dara looks around. This is the altar room of courage. There are 4 holes to put stones into. Do you want to put the stone here? Yeah. So the best way to do it is to do all... Don't try to memorize which colors are which virtues and everything. Just think of it. This is the red one. So you put red. Then we put purple because purple contains red. Then we put orange because orange contains red. And then we put white because white contains all the colors. And now we got the Key of Courage. Let me do the other 2. And then we'll skip to a different dungeon instead of staying in this one. The cool thing about Hythloth is it has access to all the other dungeons. I just want to see if I go to Despise, am I going to be stuck? If it's on an island or something, you know? And I need to wait for a ship. Despise is the second dungeon. Where does that pop me out? Wait, why am I still looking at this tiny map? I have a bigger version of it, don't I? I have a bigger version of it. Yeah, okay, it actually pops you out really close to Retain. Avenue Q. The internet is for porn. The internet is for porn. Grab your dick and double click for porn, porn, porn. It's a good song. It's true, too. I just gotta, like, look into which altar leads to despise. Dragons. Hopefully it wasn't the one I was just at, but I want to do the other two first. Well, I could just bring up Despise and see what color dungeons are there. Hold on. Let me put these commands in first. Let me bring up Despise. Despise is connected to Love. Okay. So I'll just do Love last. Second, guys. Love's closer, but I'll do the other one first. So we're gonna head west. The arrow looks around. This is the altar room for truth. There are 4 holes to put the stones into. Do you want to put the stone here? So this is the blue one. So we go with blue, obviously. We're going to put purple in because that contains blue. We're going to put green because that contains blue. And of course white. And we get the key of truth. I'll go to the love. Love is yellow. Alright, so obviously yellow, orange, white, and green. And get the key of love. Alright, let's see which one of these areas is going to bring me to despise. That is wrong. Okay. Let's try the north one. Despise. Okay, sweet. So I got my despise map up. Apparently there's good places to get chests here. Where am I? Right. I am there. Okay, we're gonna go like this. Oh, we're gonna fight a bunch of dragons and a single Balrog. Is this really the... Are there a lot of... Oh, okay, there's a lot of chests on level 6. Like, a lot of them. Okay, and I could probably respawn them by leaving the floor and coming back. I've never actually seen Eureka's Castle. I've seen pictures of it, but I've never actually watched the show. Could be worse, Terglaive. You can have the Angela Anaconda song in your head. That would be bad. I remember when you guys had me watch that when I was playing Power Rush Sim. I was just immediately vexed by it. It took 2 seconds for me to hate it. And that was just that was all I needed. That was all I didn't need to see the actual show. That was pretty bad. You figure this one dragon's like, shit, I'm the last one left. It's all up to me. Okay. Dragons and Hydra. Ow. Your go-to show is TMNT? Me too. I watched that. I watched Transformers. Early on, I watched He-Man and She-Ra and all that stuff. Yeah, I watched Sesame Street as well, too. Reading Rainbow. That was my shit right there. Bro, like, when I was a little kid, I was like, wait, the same guy that's in Reading Rainbow's in Star Trek. That blew my mind. I thought he was the coolest motherfucker ever. And I still do. Phantom Siren. Y'all really just cast Magic Missile, huh? Wishbone and Ghost Rider, a little after my time, but my sister watched both of those. She was into both of those shows. I also watch a lot of like, live action shows, especially action stuff. Magnum PI and Reapers, huh? 18. That was a big one. Incredible Hulk. Never missed that. And of course Star Trek. I never watched Matlock. Never saw it. I like the action. Action shows the best. Definitely, like, oh man, when the Incredible Hulk was on, that was my shit right there. It's like, what would happen? Every time, I'd piss him off. He would say, "You won't like me when I'm angry," and what would they do? They'd piss him off every time. Man, I watched Bill Nye as well. Bill Nye was fun. Where in the World when Carmen Sandiego was my shit, man. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? I had the computer game. Watched the show. Jesus. Everybody but Iolo's taking a fucking nap. At least the Avatar woke up. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? I remember thinking, man, I should be on this show, man. I would kick all these kids' ass, man. I kick all these kids' ass, man. Oh, how about Legends of the Hidden Temple? Y'all remember that shit? On Nickelodeon? That was pretty wild. I think we're going actually this way. Nick Arcade, I definitely want. Okay, that's red. That's damage for us. I can grab those chests. Those aren't the chests I'm here to get, but I'm gonna grab the motherfuckers anyway. I need money to buy lots of cool armor and stuff. Yeah, Legends of Hidden Temple was great. Nutty ass show. I love that the damage floors do damage the enemies. Nick Arcade loved SNK. They really did. They really did. Every once in a while they make these kids play Athena though, and that seems cruel. Yeah, strategize. You know who does what, right? You got this shit. Alright. Level 7, 8. Ain't no shit. Just walk through the wall. Okay, this is where there's chests. Oh, except I'm in the wrong part of it. Alright, that's fine. We can do this. I don't understand how I get to that other thing. Oh, I'm completely surrounded? Hold up. Alright, level 4. Man, I watched that Alex Mack show. That was some weird shit. I wonder what happened to the entire cast. Where am I? I'm on level 4, which is what I thought. Oh, I know where I am. Okay. They both lead up. I'm trying to go down. Y'all just wildin'. Let me go east, I guess. Okay, so I can go on the south one. Alright, now we're talking. Gremlins! Man, I never saw Bible Man. I never even heard of it till now. I was today years old when I learned about Bible Man. Pepsi Man. Pepsi for TV game. I still can't believe James Rolfe got that same actor that was in those Pepsi Man commercials to be in his video. How should I know? My brain's turned to Pepsi. Alright, it's actually this way. Alright. This actually goes to the... Yeah. Yeah, down. Alright, finally I've reached where I want to be. Mad money. Mad money. He-Man was definitely of my time. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Oh, I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure when you hear something called Bible Man, you know exactly what it's going to be. It's just amazing that there's a show that was called Bible Man. Oh, yeah. Alright, dragons and Balrogs. So this is where I'm going to grind out the money. We can open all the chests here, and then go up or down the staircase, come back, and they should reappear. Try to, like, max out my money and then come back. There's actually a code you could put in where you can have something like 60 grand. It'll display as 9999, but you'll have, like, a lot more, but I'm not going to use codes. She was on Mad Men, really? Huh. So, what about the dude, her friend there? Anything ever come to him? That was actually like a pretty decent show too. I remember it like having like a budget and everything, and there were even like special effects. Yeah, that's definitely on the list of shows I'd like to watch. How much money do I have now? 3 grand? Alright, we need more than that. Alright, let's see if everything's respawned. Apparently not. Oh, that sucks. They don't respawn? Oh no. Now I see why they tell you to use the other thing. Alright, well. You probably have to leave the dungeon and come back. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to watch Charles in Charge either. It wasn't a very good show, and the leading star was a schmuck. There's some chests here, too, so... Oop. Not getting very good rolls from these, but that's okay. I really thought leave... Oh, by the way, if you notice, I have 99 magic points now. When you become the Avatar, no matter what class you are, you just get 99 magic points. No matter what. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't really like Charles in Charge. Hella dragons and the Balrog was just chilling. Why did they change Bruce Banner's name on the bill? Okay, I actually know this because Stanley talked about it in an interview, and it's the dumbest reason. They considered Bruce to be an effeminate name, and they thought David was more manly. Stanley was really upset about it, actually. No, I don't want to go downstairs. Hold on. Oh, I think I kind of have to. Alright. At the time, they thought David was a manlier name than Bruce. I don't know. That's a dumb thing. Okay, so he had a bit of a career, too. That's wild. Because I hadn't thought of that show in ages, but I think about it, I watched it a lot. There was, like... The show had a bit of a budget to it. Gremlins, gremlins, gremlins. There's also one single chest I can get over here. And then fight the gremlins again. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good treasure room, but it takes a while to get to it. I'd need one that's like quick to get to, that I can dip into a dungeon, empty out the treasures, go out, dip in, you know? Alright, so I guess we'll just do this. Yeah, can you imagine being, you know, like somebody who had a hand in creating the Hulk? I mean, it really was a Jack Kirby creation, but I'm pretty sure that the thing that Stan Lee did do was he did give him his name, Bruce Banner, and to be told no, that's scurly. And I don't know what kind of crack they were smoking. They think that Bruce is not a manly enough name? Like, what are you talking about? Maybe it's because I associate the name with the Hulk. But, I don't know. To me, thinking of a name as being less manly or more manly it's ridiculous. Like, what are you even doing? Calm down. Take several seats. Yeah, it's poppycock, it's fiddle faddle, and other kinds of candy. What's cool is there's a healing fountain here. I can completely refill my health. It's malarkey. I don't think there's a candy called malarkey, but it is malarkey. Oh, man. I've never seen Nip Tuck, but I've heard things about it. I remember like when June said she wanted to watch through Supernatural for her list. I said, you can't watch Supernatural. It's like 14 seasons. And she's like, I can watch that much. I'm like, no, you can't take that much concentrated stupid directly to the brain. You'll die. Like, it's just... It's not only is it dumb, but there's a lot of it. It's just way too much. Alright, let me go south, though, to the... Oh, that one's poison? Oh, fuck. It's the... I didn't look too carefully at which one was which. There, this is the good one. Yep, malarkey would be a good candy. Oh, okay. Oh, not cast. I know American Horror Story can be very inconsistent. There'll be like one season that's amazing, and then the next will be like the worst thing ever. I remember watching like the first season, and it was good. Then after that, not so much. But then it gets better, it gets worse, it gets better, it gets worse. You never know what you're gonna get, you know? But don't go there. I mean, there's some chests in there, but it's not worth it. Alright. The good news is I'm really close to Britain. Let's pop in and see if I leveled. And don't get that confused with Masters of Sex, which was an actual show. They really called it that. Like, I don't know, that seems kind of arrogant, right? Like, you're the master? Really? Okay. Masters of Pain. They knew what they were doing there, huh? Must I just check how much money I have, because I'm sure I have enough for a +1 bow. I was just trying to gather up money like for other stuff as well. I don't even have enough money for a +1 bow. Disappointing. Okay. But let's at least pop into the castle and see if I've leveled up. I said, there's only one more level to gain, but it takes a long time to go from level 7 to level 8. Oh, we have all 3 keys, so that was definitely not a wasted excursion. That makes sense. I never actually watched it. Nope, we haven't leveled. Alright, let me look through these dungeon maps real quick and see if there's any that, like, would be really handy to pop in real quick. I mean, okay. Deceit is actually kind of... That's actually kind of, tempting. Deceit and Destard have good treasure rooms that are pretty like level 4 and easy to get to. It's just, where are they on the map? Give me a second here. Deceit's the first. Deceit's annoying because it's near. Deceit's out because that's near Moonglow, and I need the ship to get there. Johnson. Destard is. Just make plans here, guys. Where'd my paper map go? I had a... Okay, there it is. No, it's not what I'm trying to do here. There we are. Okay, Dastard is... That's the one near Trinsic. I might just use that. Because Trinsic ain't far from here either. Johnson. Oh, Long Johnson. When did we decide that Johnson means Wang? There are so many names that guys can have that mean Wang, like Dick, Johnson, Peter, even John Thomas. Who decided that? You'll never come across a woman named Vagina. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just not a thing. Little Richard. Well, I said a dick, I mean. It's like what we were talking about the other day. There are no, like, really good names for lady parts that don't sound like an insult or something really immature. That's why I said we should embrace Muff. Muff is the perfect word for it. It doesn't sound dirty. It doesn't sound too clinical. You know what I mean? It's true. It's true. You could take any word, pluralize it, and it can mean boobs. Like, look, dragons. Look at the dragons. Look at the dragons on her. You know, you could totally do it. All it takes is context. But these are like legitimate names. Johnson, Peter, Dick, John Thomas. And they all mean schlong. Like, man, you could tell us guys are just obsessed with our wieners. You ever see that movie Superbad, Evie? It's true. It's true. You haven't? It's, you know, it's an immature comedy and all that. It's got some good moments, but one of the things that lives... Oh, 99. One of the things that lives rent-free in my head is when this one kid is talking to these two asshole cops. These cops think they're cool and they can hang with kids and whatnot, right? And he says, what's it like to hold a gun? And the guy says, it's like having a second cock. You know? He says, it's like having a second cock. And I think the other guy says something like, yeah, if your cock could kill people. There you go. Oh, we got kicked right in the supervisor. That's really funny. Supervisor. Extra points if your supervisor is a total dick. And if his name is Richard. That could work on so many levels. The one-eyed supervisor, yeah. Right in the master of ceremonies. One that I always liked was the family jewels. Oh, right in the family jewels. Alright. We'll pop into this at least a few times. Alright, this is Dastard, right? Where's my Dastard map? Here's my Dastard map. Alright. Alright, so, planning this carefully, I don't think it matters which way I go. Over here. Alright. And then for this one, I think I'm gonna want the, this one. That goes up. I think they all go up. Alright, but if I go up here and then through this... Alright, I've got some headless guys. Box. It's not silly. It's not clinical. But to me, it sounds demeaning because it's like, this is just something you put things in. You know what I mean? It defines it by what goes in it. And that's what bugs me about it. Because what is an empty box good for, right? So to me, that's why I like Muff. It sounds like Muffin. It's not dirty. It's a little dirty, but not very dirty. I mean, Vagoober's just funny. Because it just sounds like so old style, you know? Muff is more Fernie the hair in that region. That's true. Ain't nothing wrong with the hair. I mean, the shaved look is nice and all that, but sometimes you want to look at an adult woman, you know? It can get it to be a little disturbing when everybody's completely shaven. Just saying. Pun is intended. Don't forget to wipe your bobby. Ooh, that's funny. That's good. Don't forget to wipe your bobby. Did you ever find out about that? Yeah, Gondor Calls for Aid is great. As soon as you said it, I knew, because I think I saw that green text, you know? I know what you're doing. Alright, get these phantoms. The question is, I think I just go straight through this to get to where I want to go. I'm unsure. Hey, Flower, how's it going? Yeah, I think I've never been on 4chan, but I've seen the green text stories, and I think I'd seen that. Although when you first told it to me, I might have confused it with the macaroni and beef story. Malicious compliance is one of the best forms of protest you can do because you're not doing anything wrong, but it makes the other person feel like you're doing something wrong. You feeling any better, Flower? Oh, you say it's going good? Good to hear that. Good to hear that. I'm just nearing the end of this game, but grinding for money. A lengthy example? Oh, right in the lengthy example. Alright, let's see where this puts me in level 4. This looks promising. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. So it didn't take me that long to get to this point. I just have to fight these guys, but that's okay. So if I go south or east, it'll lead to a whole lot of treasure chests. We exit the dungeon, come back. This is a very easy dungeon to get to, especially since it's near Trinsic, and Trinsic is near Buccaneer's Den, and Buccaneer's Den is where I will buy the +1 bow. I only need one +1 bow. Then we're going to start thinking about armor and... do I really need armor? I'm actually thinking about this now, and I'm realizing, why do I need to power up the other characters when I go into the final dungeon alone? Right? I'm thinking about that now. I'm like, wait a minute. I like to max everything out and get everybody the best weapons and armor, but like, wait, why? I can only bring Daryl into the final dungeon. It's not that hard to get to. I can take the balloon. Alright, I'm gonna read this. We were told we could not shut off the conveyor system from our side of the table because it could cause the table chain to break, thus causing an expensive repair. Alright, fair enough. We were also told we always have to stay in our immediate work area until we go to break. Okay. Well, less reasonable. Well, a part got caught in the table, but the machine wasn't shutting itself off, and the motor was making a horrendous screeching sound and smoking. When asked why we didn't shut it off, we cited the 2 previous rules. Not in the handybook. So basically you're saying, are you saying that I should leave the work area when it's not break time? We could shut it off from there. You said not to. Tongue punch in the fart box came from, I think, one of those shock sort of humor sites like Fugly or something. And I think we didn't make a song, but we had it on the list of song titles. We were talking about eating ass even back then, before it was cool. Yeah, I realize that this is dumb. I don't need to grind for money for ELO, Jeff, and Shimino because they're not coming into the final dungeon. And I was thinking of, well, I have to go down to Hythloss to get the 3 keys. I just did that. I have the 3 keys. I have everything that I need to go to the final dungeon. The only thing... Yeah, that would be a great post in Malicious Compliance. The subreddit. Yeah. I think that would... I think you'd get a lot of fake Reddit points, right? They took away awards, but you can still get upvotes. I had a few Reddit silvers and even a platinum, and then they're gone because Reddit decided that's no longer a thing because of something to do with gambling laws. Did you know that in some countries you can't even bet with Twitch channel points? You can bet on an outcome in a prediction, but you can't use your channel points because it's considered gambling, even though you can't pay for channel points, nor can you cash them in for anything other than what a streamer tells you can. Like, it's not even connected to real money. The only way that it would be connected to real money is that subscribers do get more channel points, or I should say they accumulate them quicker. But yeah. Oh, that's great. Reddit can be very wholesome at times. Alright, I'm gonna get out of this dungeon. Let's see. I had an award on a post from Am I the Asshole? Not a post, but a comment on Am I the Asshole? Where this guy, he had this dog, beautiful husky. And his dog got really sick. And he didn't have pet insurance, but he had a little nest egg of money put to the side specifically for that. And he used it, the money that he had put aside for his dog, to get her surgery. And you get some points when you give bits. Yeah, but there's like a lot of other ways. It's just, it's not really gambling. You know what I mean? It's like we call it gambling, but it's not really gambling. You're not losing anything of value. So anyway, she got the surgery. She was fine. The reason he was posting it out by the asshole is because the guy's girlfriend was really upset that he had that money and didn't want to spend it on her. And my comment was something like, what? Putting money aside for a thing and then using it for that thing that you put it aside for? How dare you? Like, really sarcastic. And I got an award and a lot of upvotes for that. I got another one for my post about Kazara Studios that was like a Reddit thread about people who worked on bad projects tell me what it was like, you know, like, did you know it was a bad product? And I was talking, you know, mostly about Rhapsody Clash and Sanctus Mortem and whatnot. I told the whole story there, and I got a Reddit award for that. And then there were like 1 or 2 others that I don't remember what they're from. Yeah, I know you gave me that one. The dog one was random. There were like 1 or 2 other awards I got that were like, you know, for, I don't remember. I'm not like super active. I'm on Reddit all the time, but I'm not like super active in posting comments and stuff. But no, recently I've posted a few things there, but I actually stopped posting on Reddit mostly because I would mention Reddit, or I'd link to something on Discord that was from Reddit, and then there were some people who would go through my whole Reddit history and start making comments about something that I posted a long time ago, and they'd be like, oh, your post from back then was funny, and I'm like, I didn't link you to that. Why are you looking through my post history? And I'll be honest, I'll say who it was. It was Terry. Terry did that, and I told him, you're being creepy. That's creepy to do that. It was probably when I was going through my whole library. Yeah, Barrel did it too. And I told Barrel the same thing. I said, I think that's creepy. That's just, it's like, it makes me not want to share anything from Reddit. And Barrel was respectful about it when I said not to do it, though. Terry was not. So, take that how you will. Wait, did I go the wrong way? South. Where the hell am I? Oh, I went the wrong way. No, I went the right way. North. Oh, I'm confused. I'm on the wrong level. Oh, okay, I was looking at the wrong thing. I wasn't supposed to go through that. I was supposed to go to the east. Yeah, the 10th. He's going to be back on the 10th. I've been talking to him. I think it's going to be good. I hopefully he can keep himself under control. He did tell me once that he was having a rough time with something, but he didn't really want to talk about it. I said, hey, do you want to talk about anything, you know? You can always tell me. But you know how Barrel is. He keeps himself too much. I actually didn't remember the date. I had to look back at my conversation history with Barrel and be like, oh, he's the 10th. I knew it was in January, but I wasn't sure what day. I am looking forward to him coming back, and oh shit, I picked wrong again. Alright. That's okay. That's okay. Experience points, right? But I'm really just hoping for the best. I'm being very optimistic here. I've been friends with Barrel for a long time, and I know that sometimes when he goes through a rough time, he could be a bit much. And it was getting on everybody's nerves. But I really think that 6 months away, you know, and he's come by on streams a few times, but 6 months away, that's enough, you know? Alright, let's try this again. Gives you visions of the future. I wonder if he's gotten any visions of the future then. Like, Barrel, what does the future hold for us? Alright, where am I though? Oh, I know exactly where I am. I'll go this way because it's more chests. You never know. Maybe he'll get a vision of the future. And maybe it'll be a good vision. But yeah, we are coming up on that time, you know. I'll admit, I've missed him. I've missed him, but, you know. I said it was going to be 6 months, I'll stick to that. I love a vision of you eating some spaghetti. That will always come true, won't it? That can't not come true. When would you ever be like, I'm never going to eat spaghetti again? It's not going to happen. It's ridiculous. Oh, dragons. Yeah, I realized that this was dumb and then I really could just go into the final dungeon. And I probably just should. But the one thing is I did want Daryl to reach level 8, though. All the money I have, I should spend on the reagents to cast Heal. Now, let me ask you, when you're doing, I guess pasta in general, but specifically spaghetti, what kind of sauce is your go-to? because I'm not like such a fan of the classic red marinara. It's good. It's just not my favorite, and it does aggravate my heartburn condition. So I'm all into exploring the other sauces, you know? Even the bees are by. And they put a bee emoji? That's awesome. Pesto's a good one, yeah. Pesto is good. I just have to find a wall that I could walk through. No. Found it. Wait. There we go. Wait, no, there we go. Okay. I'm like, I gotta find the... There we go. Roasted garlic or mushroom? Oh, I mean, do you ever do like non-red sauce, like an Alfredo or white clam sauce or anything like that? Pasta with garlic and oil is S tier. You don't need to buy some garlic and some oil, you know, it's wonderful. I love Alfredo sauce, but you can't... You see, here's the thing, like, 'cause I talk a lot about how I don't buy jarred stuff, I prefer to make it. It's not out of thinking that making it is always going to be better. It's because my mom can't have a lot of the ingredients in those jarred sauces. So, unless you'd, like, scrutinize it very carefully and make sure that she can have everything that's in there, there's a lot of things that she just can't have. So, I prefer to make it myself, or this is just easier. You know what's in it then, right? Alfredo sauce is always loaded up with a bunch of bullshit, but my sister... I don't know how to make Alfredo. I never made Alfredo. But my sister, she makes amazing Alfredo. Ultima can get pretty punishing as well, but yeah, Might and Magic, oof. Oh, that's where I came from. I'm like, which direction am I headed? I might as well just pop Intrinsic, because I'm nearby. Actually, no, I'm just going to go to Brittain. Pause and then Brittain. So traditionally just the red sauce. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just for me, it's the esophagus thing, you know? I need to have less tomato, not more. And I like tomatoes a lot, so it's kind of rough. Tomato sauce is not my favorite way of going about it. So I've decided that since I can have a very limited amount of tomatoes, 90% of my tomato intake is going to be salsa. Because I like salsa. Tomatoes are just about the most acidic thing you could eat. But I do like them. Alright, he's got Reflect on. Oh, he no longer has Reflect on. I think we're just going to go ahead and beat the game, guys. As soon as I'm level 8. I'd like to be level 8, but... You know, I'm close this dungeon now. Yeah. I'm going to pop off in the town called Pause to buy reagents, because it's one of the few towns that you can buy reagents in that isn't on an island. King's Bounty, isn't that on Sega Genesis? Oh, that sounds good. Chicken and broccoli Alfredo? Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. I need that in and around my mouth. Yeah. The only reason that I remember King's Bounty and Sega Genesis is because there was a speed run of King's Bounty that was like 1 second long. Because they manipulated the item that you need to find to be at the starting point, and they just searched for it and found it and won. Yep, Zorns and Cyclopes. I think we're just going to do the final dungeon. As soon as hopefully I can be level 8. The problem is because he's first. Yeah, I'm doing this for a reason. He tends to weaken enemies, and then somebody else finishes them off, and whoever kills the enemy gets the experience. That's why I did that. Oh, here's pause. I'm just gonna stop here and get some reactions. I'm like, why do I need to buy any weapons or armor? I'm not gonna take these characters into the final dungeon. You can't. I want reagents. Where do you get them? I think up in here. That's a bar. Oh, wait, it's connected. It's in here. All right, so let me look at what I do have. I have ash, very little ginseng, garlic. I have a lot of silk web, moss, and a little bit of manroot. Pause. Yeah. Okay, so the heal spell is garlic and silk web. So I have 60 silk web and 22 garlic. Let me get a bunch of garlic. I have 5 grand. Give me like 40. 240, yes. I'm not going to overpay him because I don't have to anymore. I'm just going to give him the exact amount. Okay, cure is ginseng and moss. Let me get some ginseng. Light is ash. I have plenty of it, but and I have torches, but I'm gonna buy a little bit. All right. I'm gonna be alone, so awaken is no good. Wind is garlic and moss. How much garlic and moss do I have? Because I'm gonna use the balloon to get there. Lots of web, like in the Legend of Heroes games? I don't get it. I have garlic. I got plenty of garlic and moss. Okay. The exit spell is... I'm not worried about that. Everything else I wouldn't bother with. Except for possibly Quick. Quick is ash, ginseng, and moss. Quick lets you attack twice. Those are all the starters, but the spells that you start with, as long as you have the reagents for them, are Light, Missile, Awaken, Cure, Wind, Heal, Fire, Exit, Dispel, View, Protect, Ice, Blink, Energy, Quick, and Quick. Everything else you need to piece together the recipe, which is Sleep, Reflect, Negate, Destroy, Jinx, Squish, Gate, Tremor, Life, and Defeat. I won't need any of that. Alright, I think we're good. Yeah, garlic is expensive here. It's true, though. Let's head up to Brittain and see if I've leveled up. That's like the one thing that I've been worried about is leveling up to level 8. Because if I'm level 8, I can have 800 hit points. I'll probably take the balloon to the final dungeon so I don't have to worry about getting beat up on the way there. Yo, YOLO, very little health right now. Holy crap. I just noticed that. Got him, okay. I think I left the balloon just north of Brittain. Balrogs and dragons, okay. Yeah, I gotta talk to the king either way because he has low health. I said, but none of them are coming in the dungeon with me. Only one guy. I didn't bother to grind up his stats because he's a... I did a little bit, but I didn't bother to go crazy with it because he's a paladin. Paladins have high stats. Paladin is the best character to play as in this game. I want him to kill it. There we go. Let's talk to the king. We're beating this today, guys. And then we'll have to talk about what's the next Friday game. Oh, there it is! Level 8. I was like, please let me hear that jingle. And Jeff as well? Okay. Very cool. That's the highest level you can be. Oh, I remember that, and I was saying, like, who the hell would put that in a treasure chest? Why would you put that in a treasure chest, right? All right, I'll be right back, guys. I need to take a quick break, and then we're gonna make a run to the Stygian Abyss and do the final dungeon. You got it. Guess what I got? I couldn't help but notice I'm sitting here playing the game, and I'm like, damn, something smells good. I needed to know what it was all about. Cookies have been baked, and I have one, a Saviardi. And if you've ever had Saviardi before, they're an Italian cookie. Sort of anise flavor in a way. It might be vanilla, I don't remember. Alright, let's go. And of course, if you're Italian American, you'd probably say Saviat. But whether you call it Saviad or Saviardi, they're delicious. Homemade's always the best, but they're the one cookie that you can get in an Italian bakery that isn't going to be overcooked and dry. There's the balloon. Oh, thank fuck. I was like, let me get to the balloon without fighting any battles. Alright, I'm not going to cast Wind yet because it's kind of going in the direction I want it to go. Wedding cookies? What's a... I probably know it by a different name. What's a wedding cookie? Nope, 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 nope. Wind out of the west. Anganetti? Let me look that up. Oh! I always just called them lemon knot cookies. That's what bakeries call them. Delicious. Love those. I wish the wind spell lasted a little bit longer than it does. I'm sitting here and I'm like, what smells so good? Damn, you know? Alright. Out of the north. You don't fly in it? What do you do with it? The balloon is your item bank? That's curious. Alright, we should be seeing Verity Isle in just a bit. Here we are. Taking the balloon... Taking the balloon stops me from having to worry about, lava. I think I heard about that game. I think it's, it was mentioned in that book I was telling you about, where it was mentioned as an Ultima ripoff. Yeah, I'm a little too far over. Cast out of the west first. And then cast out of the north. There's the Shrine of Humility. We've been there. There it is. Can't land there. Can I land on this kind of terrain? I can't? Does that mean I absolutely have to take the boat here? Let me look at the terrain here. Alright. I know what I need to do. Spawn a ship here. There's one. No! There we go. Alright, we're gonna have to go the long way. It's not terribly long, but we have to walk through some poison, and it's, you know, and some lava. I was trying to avoid that, but I misremembered where you can land the balloon. A more polished version of the first two Ultimas. Yeah, I think I remember it wasn't, like, brought up in a negative way in the book, but I believe that it was brought up as, look at how influential our game is. There's these games that are copying it, you know, and improving upon it even. You know, it's not that north is down, it's that the wind is coming out of the north and that pushes you south. That's the way you got to think about it. So if you want to go south, you need a northern wind. It's exactly like that, yeah. Alright. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move Daryl down. One, that way Iolo takes up all the damage. So I'm trying to get him there as healthy as I can get him. Someone took the rotating plate from the other person's microwave. Bro, that's wild. Well, they're like, I bought this, it's mine, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna buy a microwave that doesn't have one and put them together. That is wild. Why would you take that? Let it go. That's ridiculous. Unfortunately, I do have to walk through a bunch of poison. I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright. I'm gonna cure him, but nobody else. These the other characters don't matter now. There it is, the Stygian Abyss. I was so hoping to get there without fighting anything, but alright, here we go. Cyclopes and Zorns. It's not an easy dungeon. It's not very hard, but it's not easy. It's hard because you might be expecting to bring in all 4 characters. In the PC version, you actually bring in all 8 characters to this dungeon. But in this game, you go it alone. Somebody took a rotating plate from the micro. That is just petty as hell. One of my least favorite qualities in a person is pettiness. Here we go, guys. Dower looks around, but he finds... Wait. Oh, wait, I think I have to use the keys, right? Use... No. Maybe the candle? Daryl kindles the candle. No effect. Oh, Jesus. I forget exactly how to open it. Try the horn. Use candle. No. Let me try the book. Reads the book, no effect. Here, let me try these keys. Truth. Daryl uses key of truth, no effect. How do I get in here? I forget. Okay, let me look it up real quick. I honestly forget how to get into this. Wait, hold on. No. Okay. I'm gonna look into this real quick. The Great Stygian Abyss. Here we are. It's got to be the bell first. Okay. The microwave wasn't innocent. Okay, first the bell. Daryl rings the bell. The bell rings on and on. Alright, that's the first step. I knew it was a certain order, but... Okay, so first the bell. Now we read from the book. The words in the book resonate with the sound of the bell. Now we light the candle, right? Daryl kindles the candle. The entrance to the abyss appears. The skull of Mondane, which Daryl was holding, crumbled. Here we are, guys. Alright, let me heal myself. Not cure. 69? It's so random. Oh, am I maxed? I am, okay. It's like a Dragon Quest. Well, it's a mix of both kinds. Alright, here we go, guys. Alright, so I'm gonna cast Quick. Why did he move? Oh, the second attack might be automatic. Or it might move if there's nothing else selected. Yeah, the music in the final parts of this game is amazing. I don't need to heal right now. Okay, south. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cast quick. And we'll start beating on these guys. You could see why I wanted to be able to cast quick. When you're alone, being able to attack twice is really strong. Alright, lizards are gone. Now we got these hydras to deal with. There is a blue fountain here, too, so I don't have to worry about healing anymore. For now. Because there will be a blue fountain before we get through this. We'll cast quick. Oh, he actually attacked there. Yeah, the second turn seems to be an auto. Got him. So we got 2 more hydras and there's a Balrog as well. They gotta walk through a whole bunch of crap. I mean, the Balrog, all these enemies can shoot at me. I don't know why they're not, but I'm not looking at Gift Horse in the mouth. Oh, he casts Sleep. Damn. That's a problem. Thankfully, I woke up quickly, and because I still have Quick. Quick can wear off, by the way. That's fine. I'll take it. Alright, Quickness wore off. That's okay. It's only a Balrog. And it just died from damage floor. Go all the way east and heal myself here. A strange voice is thundering. Truth, which virtue is it made from? Truth is called honesty. A voice is thundering. Put the stone which indicates the virtue here, Blue. Alright, now we're on level 2. There's no ladders in this. That's how you get down to next levels. Alright. Wisps, Balrogs, and Serpents. I will cast quick. Go for the Balrog first. I don't want to be put to sleep. He's dead. Alright. Alright, both of the wisps are gone. And that's it for the serpent. Okay, from where I am, I just want to go south, I think, as much as I can. Alright. Go for the... I'm not going to bother with quick here. We're going to... Oh, no! Maybe I should have. And he put me to sleep? Oh, boy. We got to wait till he's up. Alright, he's up. We still got to get this Reaper. Alright, I see how to get out of this. Baby, don't feel the reaper, nor the winter, nor the summer rain. You could be like Bear. Don't fear the reaper. Baby, take my hand. We'll be able to fly. Baby, I'm your man. Alright, the easier way to go. If I go right, it's Cyclops and Ettins, and if I go down, it's a single dragon and a bunch of rats. An antitrust suit? Wow. Alright, I'm not going to bother with any spells. I'm just going to go kill the dragon. Rats are just about the easiest enemies in the game. The worst thing it can do is that, yeah. But usually 2 hits with a +1 bow should take out that guy, and then these guys will all die in 1 hit. You know what's fucked up is my first thought is we should do BOC for music appreciation, and I'm like, no, we just did them though. We'll do them again, but we just did them not too long ago. What are they gonna say you have a monopoly on, right? That's what I want to know. Regardless of what, we're gonna have to fight a Balrog, a couple of demons, and a couple of skeletons in the next screen. Alright, we're gonna go for the Balrog first because he can put me to sleep. I really should have used quick here, but that's okay. We definitely don't have a monopoly on wordplay because I feel like we all do it, you know? Alright. Alright, we're doing good. I'm gonna go for the demons next. Oh, he's got reflect on? Alright. And the other guy has reflect. Alright. Let's hit this guy since he's up on my face. And we're gonna hit this guy. Hug it out, bitch. That's what they say, right? You know, my nephew Nathan, when he hugs you, like, he can squeeze really hard. He calls them his full power hugs. But he always asks first. He's very, very good like that. And, you know, like a week or so ago when my shoulder was really out, he went to give me a hug at Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I forget which. And I said gentle, no full power hugs, and he did like a very gentle hug, which was nice. Okay, all right, we're out of it. Now, we're gonna want to go not there, through the wall. Here we are. A strange voice is thundering. Love. Which virtue is made from it? That would be compassion. Put the stone which indicates the virtue. By the way, it'll always be in the same position. Love is in the upper right. If you don't remember that yellow is love, there it is right there. It's always in the same exact position. All right, we have reached level 3. Okay, so what we're going to want to do here is... a little confused. West. Oh, here we are. Okay. I know where I am now. We're gonna just... there's a heal thing up this way, so I'm gonna do that. Blue is heal, right? Yeah, okay, we're fully healed. We're actually doing really good here. Okay, now we're gonna go this way. Demons! Demons! Let's use quick. Alright, none of them cast reflect. Let's go. Kicking ass, taking names. I took your name, it was Barry. And the other name, the other guy, he's Steven. Reflect, go figure. And quickness just wore off. That's okay. I'll use my sword. He died. He dead. Courage. Which virtue is made from it? That would be valor. Put the stone which indicates it. It's red. It's always in the same position. Alright, we have reached level 4. Alright, so from where I am, we can go south through a whole bunch of rooms. There's no reason to do that. We want to go actually west through this false wall, or I'm sorry, east through the false wall. And that will take us where we need to go. Gazers, huh? Alright, I'm gonna need quickness. If I get put to sleep, it gives you 2 turns, 2 chances to wake up. Lewdness is not a thing in this game. Alright, he's up. That would be more of a Baldur's Gate thing. Alright. like to play those one day. Wore off already, damn. It's so random, but we got it. Lude. Trolls and Ettins, it doesn't get much easier than that. No need for any magic. Dragon Age has plenty of lewdness as well. And Ass Effect. It sounds like it's like the porn parody of Mass Effect. Here we are. A strange voice is thundering. Truth and love. Which virtue is it made from? Truth and love is justice. Also notice we're kind of going in order. Put the stone which indicates the virtue here, green. Listen, dude, don't send me nudes, it's lewd, and I don't want to have to be rude. I ain't no prude, I just ask. Just ask. Else it's crude. Words to live by. Okay, so from where I am, there's a bunch of blue fountains here, but well, I might as well. Blue fountain. Blue is good, right? Yeah. It's a lot easier than I remember it being. Okay, we want to go to the south. The southeast portion, yes. Do I want to go to the... Which room is better? They're both kind of the same. They both have, like, the same enemies, so I'm just gonna go east. Alright, so... Whoop! Let's cast quick. Took out that headless right away. That's fine. Let's concentrate our fire on the Balrog. He's done. That's fine. And a Zorn. What if you pick the wrong choice? You get warped out of the dungeon. It just kicks you right out of the dungeon. You have to try again. Alright, so we're gonna take a little damage. Ugh. Take a little damage again, it's fine. Oh no. Reapers, Gazers. Alright. I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah, they like sleep. Maybe I should have cast quick, but that's okay. Alright, we're up. I'm concentrating on the enemies that can put me to sleep. The Reapers, then the Gazers, then I'll worry about the Phantoms. The Phantoms can beat on me a little, I don't care about that. I got the best armor there is. Who casts Reflect? Not that guy. I might actually heal up after this because I'm below 700 at this point. No, he's got Reflect. Okay, there we go. You're dead. Who eats cack? Here we go. We're gonna go this way. And then we're gonna go down here. A strange voice is thundering. Love and courage. Which virtue is it made from? The one that I've made my whole thing. I'm the paladin. Love and courage is honor. Oh, wrong. Wait, love and courage. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's love and truth. Or I'm sorry, that's truth and courage. Love and courage is sacrifice. And that's the orange stone. Okay, my bad. I almost fucked that up. I almost fucked that up right there. Good thing I rewind. All right, level 6. Here we go. So from where I am, first of all, there's a healing thing, so let's go for that. Okay, so we want to go to the lower right-hand corner, and there's a way of doing it where you only go through 2 rooms. So if you go west here, and then you go south. South, 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 until you can go here east. And then we're just going east through just 2 rooms. We're going to avoid most... Oh, wait, but this is dead end, huh? Maybe I do have to go a certain way. Yeah. I don't think I can go through that. I have to go... Alright. What's the best way to approach this? Not from the north. Not from the east. I think the best way to approach this might be from right here. This looks good. Okay, serpents. It's a weird thing, but I think I can get to where I need to go from here. This is a confusing place. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways to approach this. Very silly serpents, you're right. That didn't help me though, did it? Alright. Let me think about this for a second. I think that might stay there. Okay, I see how I approach it now. I see how I approach it. It's not easy. There's a room that looks like you can only approach it from the north, but you can actually approach it from the east by walking through a wall. I had to start at the solution and work my way back. So let me get out of this. This isn't right. Okay, so we go west, west, north, north, north. Walk through this wall. Ah, see? Normally you would approach this from the north and you would be stuck there. I should target the serpent first. More likely to shoot at me. Actually, I'm not even sure the squids can shoot at you. They probably can. Alright, we got this now. This is the proper path. So we go down here. We go through this. Alright. Nixies and a serpent. Thankfully the enemies here aren't super strong. The first time seeing this, I was like, wow, they're kind of showing titties in an NES game. In the manual, too. I think Kid Icarus's manual had titties in it. No, not pixies, nixies. And I probably ran into them early in the game. They're pretty weak. Alright, I'm gonna go down this way. Alright, more nixies and another serpent. This is the L room. It's the room of L. You come in and it's like, L. Uppercase L. This should be a room full of serpents. Yep, okay. There's no shortcut to this. You have to take the right path. I should have looked at it more in depth before I decided to approach it from the south. go up here. And over this way. A serpent, a squid, and some nixies. And then once I go down from here, it should put me in that same room where I made the bridge appear, but I'll be on the north side of it. And then we can make a bridge go to the south, which will bring me out of there. Miss? There we go. Have to fight this Reaper. Here comes the big Lord of the Rings reference. A bridge with a Balrog and a bunch of Ettins. Unfortunately, I can't break the bridge on him. Yo, what up, Charlie? How's it going? Let's go for that Balrog first. You casting fire? Shadow and flame. No need for magic here. Alright, get that guy. No Gandalf to help us, we're on our own. Let's get this guy. I have the best armor, they're not gonna hurt me that much. Just pick them off now, that's all it takes. Glasses are dirty. Oops. Alright. Here we are. Courage and truth. Which virtue is it made from? Honor. Put the stone, which indicates the virtue here. Purple. Alright, level 7. Okay, this one's a little more, straightforward. Oh. Cast light. Alright, we got a whole lot of phantoms. Let me go ahead and cast Quick. Miss. Got him that time. It's just you have to go through 4 rooms. It doesn't matter what order you go in. Oh, you go in order. It doesn't matter what direction you go in. Quickness wore off already, damn. The only thing you can do wrong is going to the east here. As long as you don't go east here and the last room you don't go west, you're good. I am taking a beating right now. That's okay. I will heal before I move on. I'm disappointed that Quick didn't last very long. Jesus. That's perfect, and then the Reflect guy is going to step up to me and get hit by my sword. Heal. That's not bad. Alright. Alright, a Reaper and a bunch of Wisps. That's what I was afraid of. Alright, oh boy, here we go. Alright, I'm up. The Wisps are nothing, they're not dangerous. Wheelie Wisps? You're too much. Hydras! There's actually a secret where you can go west from here, but there's also no reason to go west. North will get you the same place. These guys really didn't want to shoot at me. No. That was a good heal, too, damn. Oh, fuck off. Alright. I didn't realize it was going to be like that. I have to... alright. Alright, okay. Hold on, let me see something. Can I just exit out without losing virtue? Okay, I can. I guess because I'm in the Abyss, it doesn't matter if I do that. It didn't say you lost the virtue of Valor. Actually, I should double check that my virtue's intact. It is, okay. That's why. There we go. Alright, we'll go for the Gazer first. Who cast Reflect? I think it was the Lich. I'm gonna go for the Phantom. Chill. We're almost at the end here, so... Let's see if I can get that Lich. I'm prioritizing the more dangerous enemies, so... I'm not worried about who's next to me. Alright, just a skeleton and some wisps now. I get it now. As long as we go north from here, we're good. West is useless, it's a dead end. That energy spell worked more for me than against me. No, we're not cure. Do it again. Okay. Here we are. Truth, love, and courage. Which virtue is made from it? Spirituality. Put the stone, which indicates the virtue here. White. Alright, last level, guys. I don't think it matters which way I go. They both have, like, kind of the same enemies. So. Alright, here we go. Let's get this Reaper first. Reaper is 2 Cyclopes and 2 Serpents. The Reaper's the only dangerous enemy. Kirby's Adventure is always a good choice. Always a good choice. Alright. There's a Balrog, a couple of Hydras, and some Skeletons. Skeletons don't matter. That's what you're gonna do, really? so we're gonna do this. And we're gonna do this. And we're gonna go this way. A lot of demons, and I think that's a mimic down there. Alright, let's use quick. Alright, nobody cast reflect, so that's good. Miss. Quickness wore off that fast? Cast it again. That's BS. Oh, somebody cast reflect. Wasn't this guy. And it wouldn't matter because he's next to me. Notice they can go over water. It's because they have wings. I don't even know why they put a treasure chest here like you would need treasure at this point, or at the end of the game. There's nothing to buy. Shit. Reflect, huh? Alright. I'm not walking in front of you. You're gonna walk in front of me. Hydras and lizards, oh my. I am going to go ahead and cast a quick. Exactly. There's nothing to buy. And it's only one chest. Maximum of 99 gold. It's not going to make a difference. Let them walk through it, right? There we go. Quickness wore off, that's fine. It did a lot that time. We got him. Cast Cure. Or Heal, rather. We're almost there. This is it. This is what's considered the final challenge. Damage floors can kill you, yes. It's this and the next room are basically the final boss. First is the mirror match against all of the Virtue Warriors. So let's start with Quick. Alright. Let's get this mage first. That's why. Got the mage. Alright, the bard is right up against me, so we'll attack him. Yeah, there we go. And now the warrior is going to be right up on me. You don't want to get hit by the warrior if you could avoid it. Quick has been lasting a good long time here, that's good. Now the tinker's right up on me. Off the druid. Quickness just wore off, but that's okay. We're just gonna use the sword now. Alright, get the paladin. He tanked a hit. Paladin's down. Get the ranger. He also tanked a hit. all that's left is the shepherd, who's the weakest one. Got any wilding out. Alright, that's a win. The second part of the final boss, so to speak, is coming up, but it's not as hard as that. Let me heal up all the way, though. Oh yeah, what's that? Alright, we're at full health. Let me just walk around to replenish my magic, and then we'll head into the last screen. Post on the Discord. Let me look. That is really cute. Alright, here we go. Oh, I should have been walking around while I looked at that. We're gonna come into the final screen. Final battle screen, at least. Alright, so we got a Balrog, 2 dragons, 2 reapers, and 2 hydras. We're gonna cast quick. We're gonna go for the reapers first, because they love that sleep spell. Good shit. Now the Balrog. He's done. Nah, it doesn't matter. The dragons do more damage, but it really don't matter at this point. We've pretty much won. Quickness just wore off, but that's okay. You missed. That's a win. We have beaten the game. Truth, love, and courage. What is the virtue that has nothing to do with them? Humility. Put the stone which indicates the virtue here. Black. Here we are. The Ankh spokes. I think he means speaks. Long, long have I waited. Hold forth the keys, for the codex awaits thee as well. In a crimson sunburst of light, the 3 keys unite. The codex stands here, radiant with the knowledge of the universe. What is this world? What is life? What is our future? And at last the answer. 8 virtues lend the path, their light, their principles are 3. The one pure maxim, known but lost, is named infinity. And look where you come out at the very beginning. Hail Darrell! All rise before the Avatar, proven master of the Codex. Greet now the one who has led us from ignorance into truth, from hatred into love, from fear into courage. Gladly I shall sing of your triumph, and that song shall be sung forever. All creation drinks joy from thy cup, my Avatar. Truly, we shall fashion this world together. Now the real journey begins. Dupree didn't have much to say because he wasn't in my party. Though this new world doth grow aeons old, I shall never leave thy side. When in trouble, call me. It was perilous, but it was still fun, wasn't it? Darrell, I shall not forget thy leadership. I shall not forget thee. People of Britannia, I give unto thee Darrell, Avatar of Virtue, the Easter Bunny's brother. I keep wanting to say Easter brother, and that makes no sense. Never forget that virtue. Once possessed, must be guarded. It is more precious than diamonds. This world, this peace, shall last forever. At least until this Blackthorn guy shows up and is a total shit about it. Just saying. At last, the Avatar has come to Britannia to light the path of virtue and cleanse the people's hearts. And though the adventure is at an end, the quest of the Avatar is forever. At least until the 9th game. Yeah, it doesn't. It sounds stupid, right? The Easter Brother. The Easter Brother's money. Hey, we did it. Such a fun game to replay. I'd love to do a challenge run for YouTube at one point. Solo run with just the Shepherd. Oh, I know it's possible, so. It wasn't possible on PC because you needed all the characters to go into the dungeon. JC staff. GG's indeed. I think that might be it. I don't think it goes past that screen. Okay, guys. Well, that's been Ultima Quest of the Avatar. Let's have a little brief discussion about what is going to be next for Fridays. Let me close that. Let me look at my list here. That's not the list. Where's my list? Still have lots of games for Fridays. I'm just going to look through it and see what attracts me for next, right? Maybe BioShock? I was thinking something like that. Let's see. What do we got? We got... Okay, so Paper Mario... We wanted to do Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, right? And I wanted to do that rather soon. But then they announced the remake, and I kind of just want to wait for the Switch remake and do that. Ultimas, we can take both of those off the list now. Final Fantasy 4 is another one. But I'd like to do... We just had like 2 RPGs in a row. So I'd like to do something more action-based. Super Meat Boy is good. Kirby's Adventure, that would just be one stream. As a matter of fact, I could probably take Kirby's Adventure and like maybe another game and do them as one stream, right? Volgar the Viking would be good. Yoshi's Island. Donkey Kong Country. Wolfenstein 3D. I was actually thinking of Wolfenstein 3D. I might do that. That's right. It was 3 in a row because of Final Fantasy 3. You're right. There's Breath of Death 7, Cthulhu Saves the World, Bastion, Gunstar Heroes, Braid, Kirby's Dream Land 1 and 2. I could probably just do a Kirby stream at some point. Do Kirby's Dream Land 1, 2, and Adventure. Deadpool, the BioShock games, all 3 of them. Spear of Destiny, 8 Eyes. What? Why is Ultima here again? Let me take that off. There's Slain and there's Kirby's Epic Yarn. There might be more as well that are not on the list, but I'm thinking right now, let's get some action in, right? I think I'm going to do Wolfenstein 3D and then BioShock. We'll do Wolfenstein 3D and then we'll do BioShock and then maybe we'll do an RPG before going into like Spear of Destiny or BioShock 2. Wolfenstein's not like super long. Been a while since we played BioShock. That's what I'm going to do. Let me move those to the top. Where is Wolfenstein? There it is. So I'm going to move Wolfenstein 3D up here. And then BioShock. Well, it says BioShock Trilogy, but I'll understand. So we'll do Wolfenstein 3D, and then we'll do BioShock. We'll do the remastered version 1. And then from there, we'll pick like one of the RPGs. Like probably Final Fantasy 4. Yeah, BioShock isn't super long either. That's why I want to do 2 action games. Probably Final Fantasy 4 after that. We'll see how I feel though. I want to do a Kirby stream at one point. Get all these Kirby games out of the way. Except for... The issue with Phantasy Star is, like, I'm redoing all the Let's Plays that weren't in HD. They weren't widescreen. They didn't have a good layout. They didn't have the webcam. Phantasy Star had all that. Mystic Quest is also more recent. Did I have the webcam on Mystic Quest? I think I did. At one point, I'm going to have to go through the list and add more things to it. And I also want to redo games that I've streamed before we had good layouts and webcam and stuff like that. But let me go to my YouTube channel. I'm just going to do Necro VMX Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Okay, so see, I didn't have the webcam on there. So it's not, but I had a layout, but not the webcam. So that'll be like in the next wave of things, right? And games where we had shitlords fuck it up. Yeah, exactly, like Legacy of the Wizard. We'll definitely want to redo that, just not as soon. But anyway, guys, it's actually good that we ended here because we're at the time that we would normally stop. So we're going to go over the schedule, and then we're going to do a raid. So don't go anywhere just yet. Please stick around for the raid. And here we go. This is what we're doing. So tomorrow night, we're going to, of course, be playing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition for Switch. Sunday night, we're going to be playing Castlevania for the N64 with the proper controller that I wanted to play it with this time. Monday afternoon, we're going to be trying out this game. It's called Plasma Sword. It's for the Dreamcast. Tuesday night, we have more of it, possibly the end of Blasphemous 2 for Steam. Wednesday afternoon, we're going to be starting a new game. We're going to be starting Mortal Kombat 1 for Steam. I'm going to be playing the story mode before anything else, and then we'll figure it out from there. I'm sure it's got like ladders with endings as well. That's Wednesday afternoon. Thursday night, we're doing another YouTube recording session, so we'll be playing more Octopath Traveler for Steam. And then Friday afternoon, a week from today, we are done with Quest of the Avatar. We will not be playing Ultima, but we will be playing Wolfenstein 3D, which I'm going to be playing it through the Doom engine, since that's like the easiest way to do it, I think. Not like Wolf and Doom, but like you can just play Wolfenstein 3D in the Doom engine if you kind of know what you're doing. So that's what we'll do. Let's go over here and see what we have online that we could raid. Who's on? Who's on first? We've got Niche playing Neon White. We've got Liv playing Fallout 4. And we've got Concakes playing World of Warcraft. I'm going to go ahead and raid Concakes just because we haven't in a while.
Oh, booking.com.
I don't know much about World of Warcraft, but let's just shout Leroy Jenkins as we go in, right? Just shout Leroy Jenkins. Anybody who plays WoW knows it. People who don't play WoW knows it. Alright guys, there's your raid call. Copy and paste it as we head into Concakes' stream. He's playing World of Warcraft. Asia's walking across a plane right now, so it's not exactly exciting, but I'm sure he's walking towards something exciting. So I'll see you guys over there. I'll see you guys on Discord. It's some vintage memeing, yeah. You gotta be careful with this meme. It is an antique. I'll see you guys over there. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Xenoblade. Just around in general. Here we go! The raid call didn't go through. Try it again. I think I spelled it wrong. Okay, there we go. So let it populate.